Beware, beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware, I heard him cry. His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors fought and died, the admiral fell at their amour because she left his side.
Why this, oh daughter of the sea? Why this, did she forget her seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray?
When she did flee across the ocean deep, the admiral followed west. What else but sail to save a daughter's life, and pray she still drew breath. But there he found upon those distant shores enemies on the rise. But when he faced those savage foes, his daughter stood aside and buried deep beneath the waves, betrayed by family, to his nation with his last breath cried, beware the daughter of the sea.
First, I was like, where's the rest of the picture? Hey, man. What gives? All right, I think we're good. Oh, shit. I forgot my mug. But I have the other mug, so there we go. Damn it. Anyway. See, backup mug. That's how you know I'm prepared. What is up, everyone? This is it's not the same. Coffee with Soul. I'm your host. We're gonna chat. We're gonna talk because that's all we can do. Realms are gonna be down until at least 11 o'clock Pacific time, which means it's gonna be down for longer. I think we should just get used to this. It's just a thing now. It's simply a thing. Deal with it, whatever. I'm on European realms again, but I'm thinking to myself, I should do something that's at least like more permanent. Is everything actually? Let me ask: is everything down? Like, what about Season of Discovery and like classic stuff? Are the classic realms down too? Because if those are, then it's like, okay, I guess I'm a European player for the time being, or at least that's what's gonna be in the background as I spin my wheels and talk for as long as I can until I run out of gas and all that. But oh well, kind of a bummer. Things have happened over the weekend. First off, the folks over who are going through like all the hurricane stuff down in the southeast. Man, I hope people have been keeping track and double checking on loved ones, friends, and so on to make sure that everyone's okay. Not everyone's okay. People need help. So just reach out to, reach out, make sure that everyone's safe around you. And yeah, I just hope that everything is looking okay. It seems like, emergency services and all that stuff, they're like, they're all in. Everything's going the way that it should, but unfortunately, it's still really rough out there. So, stay safe out there. For those who are just inconvenienced without power and all that, then, well, bummer. But yeah, help your neighbors and all that, however you can. Let me say hi to people. Right now, though, first person to say hi, as usual, Dokeep, thank you very much for being the first person. You get a point. Yay. What's up to Puddle? And to Phage, and to Tiger, to Ari, to Jason, to Peter, to Herpopotamus, to Susan, and I think Jason again, to Ari, to Shadow Fiend, to Edmund and Melman and High Priest John and Miles and PD. I'll just go with that. Can't read Korean, sorry. That's, nope, can't even try. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is safe. Hope people got loot over the past couple days. I just updated my guild sheet to like see how everyone's looking. I'm like, okay, we went up by an average of like 7 or 8 item level as a guild. Not bad. Today is gonna be awkward though, because when we do raid, I'm gonna try and just do one group because one of my tanks is out for the day at least, which might get awkward because like I did what I could. Like I set up a sign up sheet, I closed it at a certain time, and there's like a couple of spots available. And if people get in, great. If people don't, then kind of sucks. Because I think we have like 36 people, 37 people who are able to play video games on a Tuesday night, and I've been trying to make sure that everyone gets accommodated for. And doing 2 groups has been it. But today will be a test. And see like what's it going to be like with like just one group, who's going to get pushed out, who's going to feel alienated. And I'll feel bad, but I also laid everything out. Here's the sign up. Please sign up early so I know how things are going. But of course we have a tank out as well. So that's kind of a special circumstance. And that might result in like bad feelings or shittiness. And we could pug a tank, but I'd really prefer someone in the guild to be like, can you fill the spot? Ideally though, we'll have 30 people show up and like that's it. Because we like having that too. If people want to not feel, if people don't feel like raiding this day or this week for any reason, they should be, it should be okay. We should still be able to move on. They shouldn't feel bad about it. So anyway, so what song was that? That was the Daughter. I think what was playing at the time, Peter, was Daughter of the Sea. That was the Warbringer track from right before BFA opened up. All right, let me actually read chat now. Weekly extended maintenance, absolutely, yay! Like I said, I think I'm just gonna get used to this. Realm's down and your internet's down as well. Well, I guess the internet being down that's like the bigger thing. Sorry you're late. Oh, you're not late at all. Don't worry about it, dude. Let's see. Everyone say a prayer for the U.S. My whole town has been without power and water since Friday morning, and not expected to get it back until Sunday at the earliest. Now for me, oh, that sucks, dude. Oh, that stinks. Well, I hope that services are able to like provide you with what you need before power comes back up and everything. But otherwise, fuck, man. See, that's why I'm cool with living in earthquake and fire-prone California. Not really, but every time I think to myself, you know what? California's just way too expensive to live in, man. Where would I want to go? And anywhere, any direction that I look in, there's like something else going on that makes me think, you know what? I think I'm cool with like $700 to $800 in HOA fees. I'm not even talking about rent. I'm just talking about HOA. Fuck HOA. Anyone live in HOA? Fuck them, man. Fuck them to death. Good 4-hour resets. Yeah, I feel you. What happened to you for copium? Just do copium all the time, man. They're way too frequent and too long. You know, I'd rather have scheduled long maintenance than unscheduled maintenance. You know what I mean? Trailer for Diablo Vessel of Hatred released 12 minutes ago. So there's like two things. You know, maybe we'll look at that together. Two things that I think are like big. One, there's like a new expansion for Starfield that just came out. I'm a Starfield fan, even though I haven't been playing it for like months now. I really enjoy the game. I love the experience. And so at some point I want to jump back into it. Probably not on stream, because whenever I do that, people are like, all right, bye. And that's okay. But also, Vessel of Hatred comes out, I believe, next week. A week from today, I believe. So I'm eager to get into that as well. The sucky thing is that, at least from what I saw, all I would really care about, I'm like, ooh, give me new Necromancer stuff. Are they better? And I don't think I saw anything like super impressive or something that I was like, oh man, I'm really excited about this. But I still want to play it anyway, because I'm a fan. The realm's really down, absolutely. What's up, Miles? 4 alts between 604 and 610, so for a casual, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm not even 610 yet. My main isn't even the 610. I've been slowly working on characters. I want to get them up, and I don't want to gear them up too hard, because I first want to like get them to max level, and then see if I can do 7s with them. That's kind of like a personal goal of mine. If I can do it, then great. That'd be awesome. They should just make it scale to 40. It'd be nice if they did scale it to 40, because it's like, is there anything in WoW that has 40 people anymore aside from Epic Battlegrounds? Like, aside from, you know, whatever outdoor things you want to put together, that's it, and Epic Battlegrounds, I think that's it. That's the only thing that has like a full ass raid group. Now, to be fair, running 30 people in a raid on my system is about 4 years old now. Oh man, it drags it down hard. And that's with 30 people. So what would it be like with 40 people? 40 people on one boss. And then imagine, like, you know, how the scaling and all that stuff, how that would work instead. It would get pretty wild. Now, it'd be great, right? But I can see where there would be, like, challenges and stuff. Yeah. I just got my 8th tune to 80 and my main is 600 out of mobile at the moment. Nice. Our Hero Guild is in the same boat of influx of new players that has led to our raid roster being closed for full at 30. We don't have the tanks or healers to run 2 groups. Yeah, I've been fortunate, but we're like running the bare minimum. We're with running 2 groups, and then on Thursdays we don't have enough people that show up, and so that's fine. And so we just squish into one group, and thankfully people have been totally fine with, hey, I'm healing today. I'm healing Tuesday, but I'm not healing Thursday. Like, people, I haven't heard any real complaints about that yet so far. I thought it was some sort of Viking theme song from a Netflix series or whatever. I always have some stuff stocked up. I mean, for folks that are there, I'm sure that, because obviously I'm not there, I'm sure that they've gotten all sorts of alerts and warnings and PSAs. Hey, stock up on this. Make sure that you have these things on hand. I mean, seeing the footage of what's been going on over there, it like blows all that prep away, right? It's like, oh man, all these things I saved up and it all got washed away. It's like, oh shit, you know. There's of course that extreme circumstance, which is what, you know, a number of people are going through. But for the rest of folks, I'm sure that they're all prepped and everything. California has them taxes. Taxes aren't so bad. Well, you know, I'm actually doing all the election stuff right now, and I'm looking at all these like different things. It's like, okay, we want to allocate stuff to education. Yes, I want to do that. I want to do this bond for like clean water. No, I don't want to do that. And you know, so Dee and I have been like discussing like all the things that we're going to end up voting for and all that. But taxes are not something that I worry too much about. It's just the upfront rent and those sorts of expenses that are just like nuts. I live in an HOA. They keep collecting our money and doing FL for our community. Yeah, like the HOA that we're in right now. This is my in-laws' place, but the HOA that they have right now, like they're pretty good. They do like all sorts of weekly maintenance, repainting, restructuring, blah blah blah, blah outside work. One thing that pissed me off though was it was earlier in the year, and all of a sudden, like our front door it had like a waterfall in front of it because the gutters were clogged, or at least they looked clogged. And I'm like, dude, what gives? And there's like all this debris and all this other stuff. And so we were complaining, we're like, hey, dude, you gotta like get like those fancy ass covers for our gutters, because there's like big ass trees that are just like not too far away, and all sorts of crap gets into it, And our HOA actually responds. They actually do stuff and enforce things, so that's cool. But yeah, I hear so many horror stories. And even then, like, I just don't like giving money like that away when I'm not entirely sure what that's going towards. It's kind of like taxes, but just worse. To me, they're worse. And then I think of like the house in, the other house in San Jose that my sister's at. It's like, okay, no HOA or anything there, but at the same time, like things are kind of like getting kind of trashed up in the neighborhood. So I still don't like HOAs though. Stinks. All right, are you doing the D4 Twitch drop streams? Maybe. I actually haven't looked and planned for it. If it's an open thing where it's like, hey, anyone that wants to do it, cool, go for it. Because next week I don't think there's anything crazy going on next week. So I might do like a Diablo week or something like that. Just to change things up and all that. Hey, big fan. Hey, thank you for the kindness. How the hell do I level up my season delve journey? I ran so many and I'm barely 3 levels in. Now, one, don't worry about it. There's plenty of time. We got plenty of time for the season to go through. What you want to do is to run the bountiful delves. That's it. When you run a bountiful delve and complete it, you get this brief message that you gain like a certain number of delvers journey points. So just do bountifuls. That's it. You don't have to use keys. Just run them. Run them on your main, run them on alts. Use keys, don't use keys, whatever you like. And you'll get credit towards some people have finished already. Because some of these folks, they just got on a bunch of alts, kept doing bountiful delves, and it's like, hey, cool, I reached the end, now what? And I'm like, yeah, now what? Because now they ran out of things to do because they rushed to the end. But hey, that's a choice. You want to do that? Cool. That's the route, though. Just keep doing bountifuls. I'm a Korean user until what time does the US server go down? I'm afraid that WoW will disappear. WoW ain't going nowhere. US realms should be back up. Should be back up in about 2 hours. yeah. Should. Well, we'll see. There are folks who would sub. Let me give some thanks right quick. Let's see. Let's give thanks to Phage. Thank you for re-17. Thanks to Shadow Fiend. Thanks to Eri and Lord Edmund. To Chris. And you gifted stuff. Hey, thanks a lot, dude. Thanks to 27 Split, to Trainer, and to everyone else who I'm going to eventually forget or neglect, and I'll feel really bad about it. Filthy Casual out there, actual raider. So me, a Filthy Casual outgears actual raiders from just delves. What the hell? I've been very conservative about upgrading my gear. That's the big thing. And I also haven't even really crafted anything. So I know my item level could probably be a little bit higher, maybe like 612, 613 at the very highest right now. But I've been pretty chill about it. Please tell me the time lucky US server. I'm getting a lot of attention right now. For my server, it is or not my server. It's almost 9 a.m. Pacific. So in 2 hours maybe they'll go up. Did you see the cost of the Delve Adventure track gear? It's like 2,500 undercoin for a two-handed sword item level 580. That's 17 tier 8 of bountiful delves. Things to note on that. You know, those sorts of gear is, you know, mostly for convenience and kind of catch up. I mean, you can buy some of that stuff from the auction house. You can buy from the auction house. You can use undercoins to buy that stuff if you run out of other things to buy. You know, so it's there as an option, but not as a, hey, here's the goal, and now I'm able to gear up that much. Now I'm able to gear up that much harder. That's not what it's for. I think 20 mains with a 7 to 10 people and step up run two raids, one for progression and one with chill vibes. I don't think that's gonna work. Not for my guild, because for the most part we just run one group, and I'd rather have everyone be at the same spot, because otherwise we're gonna have like this weird gap when there are instances where I want to bring everyone together, and I don't want to field 4 tanks and a bunch of healers for something like that. First time I played an expansion not focused on making gold, a different kind of enjoyment. Delves help. 40-man delves. May I kiss you? Not on the mouth. Do I have to wait 2 more hours? I'm really afraid of this time. I'm on a bad trip right now. I'm really afraid of this time. Okay. Haven't even looked at the D4 expansion. I haven't looked very much at it either. Mostly because it's like, okay, I kind of know what it entails, and unless there was like a huge feature that was incoming, and I know what it is. It's the followers, the mercenary stuff. So I'm looking forward to that too. I'm excited for it. I just haven't been like, oh my god, I have to make content. I got to look at every single video that comes out for it. You know, so I'm just gonna let myself be like, whoa, what's this? Wow. So I get to go in as, you know, unlike WoW, I'm gonna go in as an unprepared gamer, not quite sure what to expect. This might be the first time I've ever heard someone talk positively about well, still, fuck HOAs. I'd rather not do that ever at all, forever. HOAs are good in certain communities, especially in communities in which the residential demographic is older and unable. Yeah. So like retirement communities, oh, those are great, because then people will pull together, collaborate, and then they'll have services come out and do stuff. But more often than not, we see like all these different horror stories. Hello, Dirtbag. What's up, Dirtbag? Getting tired of these extensions. Not gonna lie, Lamau. No, I'm with you. It sucks. I prefer my first day of the stream week to be me playing video games, and not just me putting this up for the sake of putting this up, but I'm not really playing what I want to play. No. Definitely don't rush the Delvers thing. I'm going to be done this reset, and there isn't really anything left. Lol. What does it change to Delves that everyone is saying to save your keys? I have no idea. I have not heard anything about that. Hey, checked you a lot on YouTube. Sometimes the streams. Since a week since watching the streams, love the chill vibes and the old time stories from WoW. Brother's always played. He's over 40 and played at first at 10 years old or something since when it came out. Later I played myself, but never experienced the real old times. Those, you know, the days of vanilla WoW are just days you just can't get back. You can't take back. You can't undo stupid. You can't undo, what do I do? What's this class? What does this button do? That was like the really big joy of any MMO, actually. You know, when you're just like, what's this? I'm not sure what this is. I think these days, because, you know, we as, you know, some of us are like longtime MMO veterans of sorts, whether it was WoW or whether we jumped to all sorts of other games. It starts to lose a bit of that magic of like, whoa, I'm with all these people and, you know, this is crazy. And you can't really get that back. You can lie to yourself. You can fool yourself into thinking that. And maybe some people fall for it. But that's hard. And someone who can kind of like switch that on and off, it's hard for me too. Did they extend the maintenance time? Yep. I can't stand farming delves. Yeah, doing my 46 to fill vault slots is fine, but after that, it's just so repetitive. I know, it's like doing dungeons and raids every week. It's kind of crazy, right? Or doing the Super Bloom, or doing time rifts, or doing soup. I don't know what to say about that. That's just how it is. That's what you get when you have an experience that repeats itself week after week. So. So you thought you'd say hi. Hi. Has anyone broken out the difference in Brian XP and Delver's journey progress for the different level of bountiful delves? I haven't broken down the difference, but I can just tell you that I think level 4 bountifuls give 15,000 and level 8 bountifuls give 45,000. I don't know the in between. Quick question, do I have a job on the side or do I do this full time? I do it full time, Tarek. I really thought this week's servers would be up early with the race being done and not as many change coming, but here we are. Like I said, I would rather have a longer scheduled maintenance than any sort of unscheduled maintenance. Kind of sucks. I think Delve Journey should be something we can actually select, so if Season 4 comes up, we can target Season 1 for Delve rewards. Without knowing what Seasons 2, 3, and 4 are going to have, I don't know how to comment on that. For all we know, those things might pop up in a trading, those dirigible pieces or whatever. For all we know, they might pop up on the shop someday. They might pop up on the trading post. They might pop up in a Twitch drop or something like that. Yeah. So we don't know the extent of the FOMO quite yet. Thanks, Derek. Why is there no reward for completing the Traveler's Log? There should be. You're talking about last month's or this month's? This month's reward, now that it's new month, hey, new month. This month's reward is a jellyfish creature thing. Yeah, so it's a mount that we get. Oh yeah, I'm on EU realms right now. Right. So if I look at this thing, oh no, it requires active game time. Poor people need not apply. Okay, fine, Blizzard. Show. How dare you disrespect us free players? Grr. Everyone say you're the spitting individual. Yeah, I've heard that a number of times now. Why does it feel people are bad at Mythic Plus, but didn't seem that bad in Dragonflight? Some folks have been commentating on that, and I think a lot of it has been people playing it like it's Dragonflight, but it's different in the War Within because of how tank sustainability has changed a little bit, healing has changed a little bit, but tanks don't care, and they're pulling, and they're dying, and they blame the healers. I think it's a lot of that. So, largely, I'm sure it's just a lack of communication between the team. I tend to not have a whole lot of sympathy towards Mythic Plus players who are struggling or who are or leaving, or if the group suck or whatever, because some questions I'll ask will be like, so have you talked to each other about this? Did you guys talk this through before starting the run? No, I just figured that they had the right score and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well, fucking that's what you get. I feel like I talk about this every now and then, but I feel like when they introduced Mythic Plus, when Blizzard introduced Mythic Plus, they said, this is not pug friendly. You want to team up with friends, build relationships, find people who are like-minded, and so that way you'll find greater success. And what did people do? They're like, fuck that, dude. Fuck you, Blizz. We're going to make Raider.io. We're going to turn people into numbers and scores and metrics, and that is how we will find groups, so that way we don't even have to talk to people. We'll set up routes, we'll have add-ons set up that'll, and have weak auras and player profiles that'll tell us this mob does that, this does that, so we don't have to talk to each other. Easy. And then what happened? not everyone uses it, or not everyone is skilled enough to utilize all these different tools, and then we yell at these, and then people will yell at each other and blah, robble, 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 because otherwise they'd rather not talk. So, yeah, if people are gonna have trouble, if people have trouble, it's a lot of it, I imagine, is a communication issue. People can blame the dungeons, they can blame the healing, the mechanics, and all that stuff. But if you guys just talk it through and communicate and keep comms and have comms open and everything, then I'm sure that you will find greater success. Suggestion: Drendon server just disappears and it's is there actually a Drendon server? That's kind of crazy. The middle of the road players are doing delves, leaving one type of people on low level Mythic Plus. That's a factor too. You have fewer people that were, delves probably took a bite out of both Mythic Plus and raids. Raids are doing, okay, I don't know how raids are doing. My raids are doing fine. But I don't know how are pug raids doing? Are pug raids doing okay? Not sure. Diablo 4 becomes Diablo 3, kind of. That's not a bad thing. Just got my 4th Warband character to 80 the other night. Excited to make some alts, especially with the anniversary boost. I'm kind of waiting for that too. I was leveling a warrior yesterday, and it's fun. It's like I feel like a sword shaman, or sword/axe shaman, because because I'm playing him as Fury, and I chose the Thunder dude. The Thunder hero spec, and it's fun. I have no idea how it performs, but I don't care. I'm still killing stuff, and so I'm having a good time. We'll see what happens when I get to max level, but it's just fun hitting my raging blow and then crack, or instead of, I don't know if I'm playing this right. Instead of Whirlwind, I'm not using Whirlwind anymore, but whenever I want to activate AoE stuff or just do extra damage, I'm popping my Thunderclap, especially if it procs. And then it does like this nasty thunder blast thing that just fucks, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. They're trying to save your keys for the Delve event with the bonus rewards. At least that's my understanding. Well, we don't know exactly what you get from it. I mean, we saw that there's a buff, and I identified that during the Monday video. But I don't know what happens with the keys. Like, do you get better gear from the keys? That I'm not sure. Because you don't need the keys to get the bonuses. I think that's something to really, really clarify. You can if you... So what I've been doing, like, last week, I didn't get... I got my 4 keys, but I didn't get any extras until, like, yesterday, and when I decided, hey, let me do 1 Radiant Echo, because I'm almost able to get 1 more key. But the delves I've been doing on my main, I haven't been opening chests or anything or using keys, and I'm still getting my Delver's Journey stuff and all that. So, yeah, want to clarify that. What you get with the keys is just the gear, and well, some extra stuff, crests and other stuff inside there. But you don't need to do it to get most of the benefits of what those offer. What I really would like to see, though, would be like, and I don't know if it's going to be a thing. I want to see like different quests or like leveling bonuses. If there are leveling bonuses inside delves, oh fuck yeah, this is going to be my week, baby. What's up, Kilo? Oh, good idea on the coffee. Swear, man. I think people are trying to save keys for the 20th anniversary event to maximize the new currency. I haven't looked. Like, are bountiful delves supposed to give you more of that currency? Because even then, I'm like, just do it with alts. I don't think it's a big deal. Like, get on each character, get 4 keys each easily, and then just do delves with them. But you know what? Whatever you want, right? Whatever makes people feel better. I'm way too lazy to farm and save for keys. I'm just gonna use them as I go, and whatever. We got 2 whole ass months to get all that stuff. I have a feeling that it's not gonna be so bad. Now that the race is over, do you think they should make higher tier delves, give Heroic and Mythic in the vault, kind of forced to do high Mythic plus to get better gear if I wanted to beat the higher tiers of delves? No, I don't. I'm pretty blunt on that. I don't believe delves should give myth track gear at all. Not necessary. I like to think that you don't need myth track gear to clear Zekfir hard mode. I also believe that you shouldn't need to feel like you have to defeat Zekfir in Giga hard mode. Unless there's something like super important, like, oh, I really want that void thingamajigger. You know, it's cool. But is that necessary? I think you have to solo it to get that skin. But there's still plenty of time too. Like, in a few weeks, you know, there's going to, well, okay, in a few weeks there's going to be another raid, but not everyone raids, you know what I mean? But I do feel like broadly, if they brought myth track gear to delves, the immediate consequence is you're going to have all the Mythic Plus people and all of the raid people, they're going to come in. And, you know, from a gearing standpoint, it's fine. Hey, it's more gear for them. Cool, let them have it. As long as everyone has access to that gear, I'm sure that's the logic that some people are relying on. But my take is that if delves bring like the high-end crowd in, then that means they're going to use their voice and their influence to dictate the future of delves, and I don't want that. I just want delves to breathe for a while, like an expansion, you know, so we can get an idea of what, you know, what that community wants. Because maybe delves can go in a slightly different direction that doesn't exactly have to do with gear. Maybe you can go some other path instead. But yeah, that's just my opinion, and I'm right. So let's move on. What are the extra benefits of the delve buff this week? It's mostly more currency. So Brand's gonna get more XP. You get more undercoins, and one other thing. Oh, more Delver's Progress. The journey thing. Saving keys for an event for the future sounds awful. Sounds like awful design. Let's defer advancement for 2 months just to get a minor advantage in the future that lasts a week. I mean, if people want to, go ahead and do it. I don't think it's bad design. I just think it's unnecessary player behavior. But hey, if people want to do it, well. Do you maybe know if when I go into a mythic raid with guilds ID with randoms, if some random ID can hold it hostage and the bosses tomorrow will still be dead tomorrow? I believe so. Are you going to race change any characters to Drakthir when they get their classes unlocked? No Drakthir paladins, so nope. I struggle with delves as a healer, and finding rando groups just to do it kind of sucks. That's something I want to try doing a little bit more. I want to see how well I can do, you know, as a healer in delves, because like the whole behavior is different, right? You initiate aggro in a kind of different way, and then you mostly focus on brand while trying to not get attacked and stuff. I'm sure for a priest it's easy; they could just fade, or anyone who has like aggro reduction, they could just utilize those to save their butts. Just in case you didn't finish it though, Delve Season 4 might be something you do super quick, but Season 1 might not be that bad. Targeting a season for Delve Journey would just let people not FOMO it and do it casually. I mean, that's kind of asking to like disrupt the entire point of what we're asking for with that suggestion, Hots, is to just change the shape of the season altogether and just turn it from a season journey to just a vendor. That's kind of what you're asking for, which is fine, but I don't think that's the direction they want to go. Jellyfish is listed for 600 tender in the shop. Oh. Oh. Yeah, but then that's what their post said. Hold on. Let me find that thing. Trading post. So here's the trading post. And... Yeah, it's just here at the bottom. Like, okay, it's somewhere here. Jellyfish. So it says it's 600 down there? It's kind of wild. Let's see, who had subbed just earlier? Trainer, thank you. And 27, thank you as well. I forgot if I had said anything. So it's a bust on your guys, and end of track reward is incorrectly showing the list of events at the trading post, not on the track. Okay. How's War Within going for me from a scale of 1 to 10? I'm gonna say 8.5 to 9. Like I'm quite pleased. I'm pleased with how things are going. I'm trying to think of like how it could be better. What would make War Within even better? If Paladins had 2 shields, that would be player housing. That would bring it up to an 11 for like ever. Oh, but yeah, so. Sod's dead since War Within launched. A lot of people in Mythic Plus 1s and 5s are classic Andes. Had them, okay. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm so behind on chat. I'm so sorry. But not really. It gives me a lot to talk about and discuss things with people, so. People used to stop interrupting spells. Now you have to kick it or it chain cast, so AoE lockdowns can be detrimental. I mean, some of the other feedback that I saw from social media is, hey, tanks, just pull slower, dude. Like, the timers are pretty forgiving. You don't have to pull that many things to get shit done. But I haven't even so much as done a heroic yet, so I can't really say shit. If they talk, things work out. If you don't communicate, it's always going wrong. One is jumping in and thinks everyone is ready. We just died, just on our way. Yeah, that sucks. Healer can't keep up with tanks. Shaman are the only healers in Mythic Plus that can keep up. Oh, that mastery, baby. The old adage says, if the tank dies, it's the healer's fault. If the healer dies, it's the tank's fault. If the DPS dies, it's their own damn fault. No, I think it's mostly blaming the healers. It's never the DPS's fault. Don't you know that? Playing this expansion with my son, who was born while I was playing the vanilla WoW beta, feels like a full circle moment. Oh, what a time, dude! What a time. We just handled Mythic Plus packs like it was vanilla again. Haven't failed to key yet. Lol. Yeah, like just slow down. Haruk Ansaruk is the only pug I do not enjoy right now. Right on. Most folks are getting Vault from Delves than Mythic Plus. Yeah, let them. That's cool. People are sometimes discouraged from talking as many folks are kick happy with their enlarged egos taking the wheel when they feel threatened. Yeah, it's kind of awkward how people can react like that when people want to communicate and stuff. It's like, oh my god, talking. Don't you guys know what you're doing? / leave. Alright. 6-8 normal pugs are... So there is a Drendan server. Okay. Is 1105 coming in 2 weeks or 1? I'm going to say 3 or 4, actually. Mountain Thane is just more satisfying visually than Slayer. Audibly as well, for people who turn their sound on. Slayer is way more numbers better, but Thane is more fun to play. Yeah, I'm definitely a fun to play fan over numbers, that's for sure. But I know, as DPS, You want dead bosses and stuff. So you're loving warrior right now. Cool. I'm wondering who I want to do next though. Like I was thinking of shaman, elemental shaman, or elemental or enhanced shaman. I'm having trouble though because I'm looking at like the talent trees and I'm like, fuck. I feel like if I really want to like try out a shaman, I need to like start it from scratch and start from level 1 and grow into it. Like it's hard for me to just jump into it and be like, cool, got it. It doesn't feel as fun. But doing delves has helped a lot with growing into other classes. So I'm gonna try that and be able to take my time and fuck up and figure it out. Let's see, for some people it's been good pugging raids, others are not. Radiant Echoes need to be overhauled, they're super boring. They are boring, but at the same time, do I want them to be like a super sweat fest where if I fail, I get less stuff? That would suck too. I'm glad that they do like okay, use 1 echo or use 5. Like that part's cool. I mean, have you tried the hard mode version? I haven't yet. I unlocked it just yesterday, but I haven't tried it yet. I just hope that I'll be able to max out Brandon's knowing that he's being capped each week. You try very hard, right? not trying to diss, but I guess that's what happens. Mythic Plus is a 2 in 5 chance to get good gear. If you pug a lot, you rarely find people willing to share the gear around if you don't need it. Why share when you can make 50 gold instead? It's partly dead for gear. Dells give gear that you can't trade, but everyone gets it if you do it correctly. Yep. They did some tweaking to Mythic Plus and nerfed some stuff. Yeah. Second boss of Heroic can be a bit of a wall if the leader doesn't set up the groups well. I'm not sure I'll be pugging Heroic on my ults or what was the second boss again? Shit. First boss is the second boss is the thing where you run and then you get cone hit and then you kill ads and stuff. That was a fun fight to learn. Oh man, because we were total idiots. First learning the heroic version, I'm like, oh, what do we do? But then once we got it, oh, feels good. Feels good. Thank you for the kindness, Zayla. Wish that Gilded Crest were in 7s or 8s. Feel like the jump from time 7 to 8s to 9s consistently is pretty steep. Talking about keys. Got it. Is there a cap on how many keys you can hold? Because I held on to 4 somehow from last week. Yeah, you can hold on to more. I could already solo him on hard mode and I'm only 619 item level. I'm 610 and as a tank, I just can't kill the egg. I switched to ret and I can more consistently kill the egg, but if I can't kill it, then I'm super dead. And I suck at ret. Just wanna make that clear. It does supposed to be a solo end game progression system. Why isn't there an equivalent challenge and rewards that are comparable to high Mythic Plus keys and Mythic rating? I think, honestly, never clever because Delve people aren't as skilled. And they'd rather start at a, if they do want to change this, it's better for them to start at a lower gear level and then introduce it later than to have Mythic and then really, in my opinion, it would fuck with the whole gearing paradigm. Because what's going to happen? You're going to have everyone do, everyone's going to feel compelled to do delves and do groups for delves. And then you're going to have people gatekeeping people out of delves. It's like, no, you can't get this myth gear. Only the sweaties can get this thing. What's your item level? Did you do AOTC? Are you Keystone Master, Keystone Hero? No, then fuck you. It's going to be a lot of that. So I'd rather it start slow and then let it build from there and let delve people dictate the direction that they go in. Rather than the high-end player. Anyway. Mythic Plus is cancer, says No Base, and the core root of toxicity. The less reasons to do Mythic Plus, the better. There's no reason to let people get items. Gatekeeping video games is total cringe. Doing 9s at level 613. Maybe those could be an alternative way to obtain past expansion mounts, pelts, and toys. First time I ever caught you live, but I love the YouTube videos. Hey, thank you, Sam. Or Samuel. That's more polite, right? I hope the devs strictly do not listen to high-end players on Dells. As someone who enjoys higher-end content myself, there is enough for all. I mean, part of the coolness and frustration of Dells is, you know, right now I'm like 6'10", and I'm not currently able to defeat the hard mode version of Zekvier. I'm okay with that because at some point I understand when the game tells me, hey, you're not good enough for this. You can't do it. You're not going to get this achievement thing. It's like, oh, that sucks. I hope I do better next time. Some people, they can't get over that though. Some people are not coded that way, and that's fine. You can't fight that conflict of feeling there. But I do like that it's not, that Zekvier is not just something that I can like, oh, I'll just overgear it. I'll slowly get the myth gear that I need, and then I'll fuck this dude. I like that it's like, you still gotta do good. You still gotta perform decently well. And as a tank, you know, who doesn't have that sort of burst DPS, and I've tried to spec for it, and I'm just not getting it consistently. I just know I need some more item level. 5 more item level, I'll probably be okay. And I'm slowly getting there. So even if I'm not getting there like some of the other folks are getting in like the first couple weeks or so, I don't think that equals, oh, we need myth gear. Yep, that'll do it. I don't think we're there yet. Bran is bad at holding threats. Now, when I'm doing Zekvier, at least, that doesn't seem so bad. I think when it comes to, like, it goes back to that video that I put out. There's a reason why I put out that video. I put out a basic delve video, and the TLDR is pull slow, because there's nothing that's preventing you. There's nothing that's rushing you, except for, well, Blizz said it would only take 15 minutes, you know, but there's no timer. So just take your time, do one thing at a time. Hard CC mobs, pull them aside, line of sight, isolate them, and then you and Bran can just vaporize them. And there's no, there should not be any aggro issues. I think Dells were brought in when Blizzard decided to adjust the drop-off from the start of the expansion, was attributed to solo players who only showed up to do the story every expansion. I mean, it's as I believe what they said. They straight up said, we have Mythic Plus, we have raids, we have PvP, but people who just do outdoor content, they've been fucked. They've been underserved, is what Ian said. And Dells are this thing to serve that. Simple. It's not perfect, but for a first go, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Been running Mythic Zeros through 4s, but I'm only item level 599, so I'm just waiting for the vault to unlock. I tend to be top DPS, sucking DPS, and Mythic Zeros through 4s. Nice. Play at a comfortable level for as long as you can until you want to feel like pushing. That's, you know, simple gamer advice. What are your next 3 classes that you'd like to play when you're not playing your Paladin? Hunter, Beastmaster Hunter, Frost Mage, Fury Warrior, and there was something else in there. Warlock, Demo Lock. Those are the 4 classes that I, you know, if Paladin is S tier, those 4 classes I mentioned are like D tier, and then everything else is F. That's how I treat my alts. I don't treat them very well at all. Any tips on tanking the first 4 to 5s of a pull with Death Knight? I think I give all my healers heart attacks when I spend all my mitigation. I'm used to warriors, so maybe I'm missing something. I don't have key advice. They added the hero talent icons to change your battle.net image too, but some of them have incorrect descriptions. How they mess that up? Ask the website people. Hi, Amy. What time the Blizz says service will be back up? Supposedly, last I saw 11 o'clock. So an hour and a half from me running my mouth right now. How to make War Within better? Shaman tank. I am still horrendously behind on chat. God damn. Getting accepted as DPS would be the hard part, but yes, if you're crushing 4s, you can probably do 5s and 6. Pucking as DPS is brutal. Gotta make a healer or a tank friend for decent queues. You know what would be even better? All friends. I know that's hard, but... Will the next 2 expansions be old world revamps? I think they'll include that, but I'm sure they're gonna have like lots of new stuff too. So like with Midnight, you know, we're expected to go to Quathalas. But I'd love to see Quathalas just like, blam, just be like huge, right? I want to see a huge expansion of Quathalas. I want to see fucking Forest Trolls. I want to see a restored Silvermoon City. I want to see player housing. Yeah, I want to see a lot. I'm hoping for a lot. Also, try communities like WoW Made Easy for more chill keys with clear expectations. Oh, let me see how they're doing. Because last I checked, WoW Made Easy was not getting a lot of traffic. But it looks like... Yeah, it is. Okay, so the traffic is back. Okay, so people are doing stuff. Yeah, so I'll definitely recommend them again during the next reminder video, during the next Monday video. Hey, dudes, like, they're still around, they're still doing stuff. Use them because they help to kind of curate a decent group. I'm appreciating Dell's not being pushed through content. I like that I have to pay attention, read the room. I pull slow, but dang, DPS pull extra. Yep. If the DPS pull, you're pulling too slow. No, that is very incorrect. If the DPS pull extra, there's a failure of communication in part of the whole team. The whole team is failing. We gotta make that clear. And folks are quick to blame, oh, it's the tank's fault. No, it's the whole group's fault. They are all failing. 15-second death penalty absolutely destroys any wiggle room to feel out groups. So what is your opinion on Mythic Plus runs? Like, why are people so harsh and rude to tanks trying to learn the dungeons? I'm a returning player who has tanked for years, but they has yet to try to do Mythics for that reason. I can't say like what it's like right now because I haven't done any keys at all. I don't plan on doing keys until I gear up, honestly. Like once we AOTC the raid, then I'll start dabbling into keys. And even then my goal is just, I just want to get KSM. I want to get that snazzy mecha mount, but that's about it. But back to what I was saying earlier, it's entirely not entirely. I say a huge contributor to why Mythic Plus is the way it is a unwillingness to communicate between the group. I don't feel like I should have to do this. I know my shit. These guys should know it. The group leader should have known this. Blah, 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 blah. Blame, 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 blame. When if people just talked it through, they'll be fine. Like when I'm doing stuff with guildies, you better be in chat because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know this poll. I'll be like, dude, oink you, so what's next? Dude, just get something else. All right. Or I'll straight up tell them, hey, like, hey, healer or whoever, if it looks cool, just grab more. Just, let me know real quick, and then I'll pick it up. It's no problem. Because I'll be careful like that. And then things that I do know, boss mechanics that I do know, I'll remind folks, hey, something coming in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, do this ad first because blah, blah, blah. And then someone might say, no, you should do this ad instead. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Cool. This doesn't sound crazy, right? If people stop treating pugs like faceless numbers, Mythic Plus would be a lot better. I don't know how to fix that though. KSM is not hard to achieve. No, it's not hard to achieve, but that's all I really want to do in that. You know, kind of like, oh, I just want to do heroic raids. I don't want to do mythic raids. Yeah, and then once I'm done with those things, then I just want to like chill, collect transmog, maybe fuck around with alts if I really feel like it. People need to slow the pulls up until they can handle what they can pull. Slail just annihilates trash packs. It feels so good. I haven't tried it. Like I leveled up with Mountain Thane. I didn't level up with Slayer, but you know, I'll definitely want to try out the difference. Enhancement's fun. Shaman's OP. You cannot go wrong with either enhancement or elemental. I think I'm just like, I'm a little skittish about casters though, and elemental just feels, elemental and balance, they feel awkward as a caster to hit those buttons. But I have way less experience with those two specs as opposed to Demo, Shadow Priest, Frost Mage. Shaman's in a good spot for all three specs, so that's good. If it's fresh hard pull, you need to pop down. Okay, you're talking about Death Knight tips. Got it. I recently switched my elemental to Farseer. I'm enjoying it more. Oh, I don't even know what the hero talents are. Max DPS add-on shows the best moves to make on every character, so if you need help to get rotation down as well as a personal thing, I'll never use stuff like that. You know, like rotation helpers, guides, and stuff like that. No, I wanna try it out for myself, fail, suck at it, and learn from there. Like I'm old school. I'll sit at the target dummy and I'll try to figure stuff out. Hating the new loot system in raids. What's new about it again? Ooh, hot. Damn. Numerous weeks of raid and not a single piece of gear. I mean, you're getting vault stuff. You're getting vault credit at least, right? Have you read any of the WoW lore novels? A lot of them focus on a certain class's perspective and make more interested to try a new class. What got me to start leveling a shaman? I have, but it hasn't really inspired me in that same way. Like, it's not going to get me to be like, ooh, I just read the Malfurion book. Ooh, I really want to play a druid. Nah, not really. But when you slow down the pull, most groups gets impatient, starts to pull faster, then leave after dying because it was too much for the group to handle. Communication kind of sucks, right? Let's see. There's a post on Reddit of a Ret Pally explaining how it took him about 50 attempts at 619 to defeat Zekfir difficulty. Damn, 619? I feel like Melee has a bit of a disadvantage on Zekfir because of the timing of his abilities. Like, he'll throw an egg a million miles away and then it starts casting, and so as a melee you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to start killing it. Cool. You start going over and then Zekfir's like, ha ha ha, giant cone that you have to like run to the side, and maybe you'll evade it, or maybe you can just range the whole thing, but most of the time you're just dead. You're just dead. If they if Blizzard were to improve the pattern on that and make it so there's like some, at least some gap between throwing the egg and doing that big shockwave thing. Like, if it always happened where the shockwave happened first and then he threw the egg and then he did some of his other abilities, that would help out a little bit. But even then, that kind of sucks. Like, what would be really nice too is if the boss could move while casting. Oh, that would help a lot, actually. If the boss could move while casting, so that way when he does his heal, it's easier to kick. Because I can throw my Avenger Shield, that's cool, but then not everyone else can do that. They gotta like run all the way back, and then they're not able to kill the egg fast enough, and then the egg hatches, and then they're fucked. Anyway, let's keep going through chat. People are flipping out about Delve Champ Gear unless you get a lucky map hero item. Yeah, I didn't get anything last week, I don't think. Did you test Warbank patron orders on the PTR level up realms? I have not, no. I'm also very over you can't join this normal bug unless you're AOTC, or yeah, that kind of sucks. Have I tried Zekvir since the changes? Yep, still can't kill the egg fast enough on a consistent basis. And when I can't kill the egg, I fall so far behind on damage. There's a lot of expectation while that communication streak can go on in Mythic Plus. The biggest disconnect is no communication while playing like his Dragonflight. You gotta get vocal and pull slower. Line of sight is key. Brand's issue is throwing his potions into AoEs. And they last a little while, but they don't last very long, yeah. I find it hard to solo a tier 8 delve, which is not fun on 595 item level. Tier 8 delves are still pretty tough at that item level. Like, you gotta be careful. Like, you still gotta be kind of careful. Like as a tank, I can be a bit more reckless, but I can still definitely die if I pull a little bit too hard with certain packs. And even then, like some delves are just easier than others. That's why I love Fungal Folly, because Fungal Folly has, and Mycomancer, they have consistent delve mechanics that let you use the terrain to your advantage. That's why Fungal Folly is my favorite. My performance there is consistent. Like, I don't care what I'm taking on. I'm going to throw bombs at your ass and you're going to get fucked up. Del should be solo only, and Zekvir should give better loot than 603, 608. I don't think it needs to. You know, they said that they wanted Del's past 8 to be a flex. Let it be a flex. Given that you main prop Pally whenever you switch to Tally because of secondary stats, do you find it difficult transitioning? No, because when I switch to Ret Paladin, that's me feeling desperate and stupid. Like, I am very, very bad at anything that is not prop Pally. Like, I'm trying, I'm learning, and that's actually a really cool thing that it's getting me to like learn how to Ret finally. But my stats as prot, funny enough, it's all crit haste. I'm going hard with crit haste and seeing how far that takes me. And so far I've been successful in raids and stuff, but I don't know how that translates in like Dells, Mythic Plus, whatever. I have 8 paladins. I have a problem. Are there any paladins anonymous meetings? No. We should all just be proud of who we are. Where do you think we go next in War Within? Space. No. People are saying undermine. Something undermine something ethereals. Like, that's gonna be like a big thing. I don't know. Both are haste mastery. Masteries for wimps. I forgot which one. Last Titan is where supposedly Northrend will get a big rework. I have an invoker of every raise. People are really harsh on tanks because that's the highest knowledge expectation. Most people host keys for a smooth experience, not for learning. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Fellow California, hey, what's up, Don? Arcadius, when wars that the raid buff would come? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I've yet to find an active casual friendly guild on Hyjal. Makes me sad. I wish they would improve the guild finder. Sadly, my guild finder is like kind of closed. I think I cut off recruitment. Can you just do level 8s in order to complete the seasonal delve? Level 8 delve is hard for me to do, and trying to push higher is daunting. No. You can do any level of delve as long as it's bountiful. Then you'll slowly get season progression. Delve season progression as well as brand experience. The brand experience will make brand stronger, which will help you complete higher level delves if you decide to challenge higher level delves. But yeah, you don't have to do 8s. You can do lower levels just fine. I like the analogy that as the tank or the host of the party, you set the itinerary. I think that's like that's a fair expectation, but at the same time, if people just talk it through, because some of the people that might not be the tank, they might have a lot of experience and they might be able to dictate stuff. Pug voice chat mandatory. If I do say, if you want to have the most successful group, you want to utilize everything, including voice chat. You know, or you know, effective pings or stuff like that. But just better communication, and from observations, from like anecdotes that I'm seeing around, a lot of people don't even bother with that. Than is flashy and fun. Do I have a date on 1105? The last week or two of this month. Balance feels like such a pain for a few expansions now. Bummer. Solo tier 10, 609 Fury Warrior. Nice. Lol, melee problems, having problems in Delves. That's cute. Og for the first 4 weeks was not buffing Brandon. Now it doesn't buff him enough. You can't sell. Oh, Og. Yeah, I haven't even thought of that. People correct you if you're bad at tanking. They don't tend to blame MO. It's in your head. I say if your count is low, that's not blaming. You need to correct the problem by pulling more. I mean, people tell stories. Some people, they don't even bother doing the callouts. They just immediately leave. And there's no reason to not believe them either. If you cast on the move, you would never kill him because of infinite fear. Okay, the fear is different. I guess I'm mostly talking about the heal and the spittle, but not the AoE thing. I feel Zephyr could use a couple more nerfs. I do it with a Warlock friend and had him switch his minion to tank it, and he sold it while I died at 40%. Damn. And he is 606. You gotta Cedric Brand, right? So when you get low, he drops that taunt stone thing. I've been trying him. I guess you get the most consistent performance if you set Brand to healer spec, so that way he can help you with cleanse defenses. You know, he'll help you with cleanse, especially if you don't have a reliable kick for each and everything. But that's the most important thing. You need to have some sort of immunity or a defensive to pop for when he does his enfeebling spittle. But the important thing to kick, this is for the hard mode, Zephyr, is to kick the heal. There's no going around it. You got to kick the heal. The spittle can be handled in other ways, and then do enough DPS to kill the egg before it hatches. If you can accomplish all three of those things, it's dead. Did you see they're fixing no warband reagents for crafting orders? They're fixing no warband reagents for crafting orders? Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Finally. Finally. I can finally like stuff all my shit into the warbank, which would be cool. What time are servers back up? Maybe in an hour and 20 minutes. Maybe. I kind of regret maxing out my warrior with gear. Now my mages with low level gear gets denied for every level 8 a delve. That's the cool thing about warband stuff though, man. Like my warbank is getting filled up with just random ass gear. I need to start getting rid of that or sharding it or something. What's people's brand level? Mine is at 40 something. Where's this place we're seeing? This happens to be the Warlock Order Hall. Ooh, so pretty. Can we now trade cross realm with friends guildies? Yeah, we should be able to. What's up, Fel? Hey, what's up, Idrel? Loving the videos as always. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't have anything super planned right now. I might do like delve related stuff, but I'm not entirely sure what topic. Maybe I'll do like a more in-depth Zekvir guide. I covered a lot of it in the reminder video, but maybe I'll do like a little bit more, and I'll try to cover it from different perspectives, like, you know, tank, heal, DPS, range, melee, whatever. I just need more characters for it though, so I'm not gonna have anything tomorrow at least. The weapon armor transmogs that are talking about in November, do you think they'll be the same ones that are available in the Pandaria remix? No, they are not the same so far. Because I checked on the PTR, right? Those are going to be the ones from the trading post. Those are definitely going to be class agnostic after this patch. Yeah, after the patch. But the remix stuff I was not able to test because when I tried transferring the character over, like the remix data didn't follow over and I wasn't able to copy my account data, unfortunately, so I couldn't check that. It'd be nice, you know, for kind of a consistency, but I do not know yet. That's why I applied to the rate of my warlock, but I am not on the list. I think you did. Let me look again. Well, if he did, there's still like a little bit of room, but not much. Oh no, you're in there. Yeah, Stormblades. Yeah, so you're in, Fel. Yeah, you applied on your warlock, but I'm like, your warlock? You're bringing your warlock? No, you're bringing your warrior. So your warrior should be on the list. So I'm on the low side. I gotta stop playing 5 tunes and focus on one, I think. No, that's not even it, Falmouth. All you need to do, really, is just make sure that you're doing Bountiful Delves. Yeah, just run Bountifuls on those characters. That's what gets you brand XP. You don't need to do keys. I mean, if you're doing lower level Delves, there's that. But it's not a question of, oh, am I splitting my time up between all these characters? It's just, are you running Bountiful Delves or not? So you can play your 5 tunes, just do a bunch of Bountiful Delves, and then you're fine. Delves are the best thing to ever happen in single-player history. What they need to do next is have an active remix rotation, just like do with Time Walking. That would be awesome. I mean, okay, that's not exactly fair, D3, because there's hundreds of dungeons. I think we could say hundreds. Delves need to play catch-up. You know what I mean? Just realized Soul should switch to a Void Elf for the 50% transmog discount. That'd be nice. But no Void Elf Paladins, not yet. 2 can do them at tier 8, most of them anyways. Yeah, just do lower level ones. Yeah, not a big deal. I had a Delve partner die during the last boss, and after a couple of minutes, he respawned back at the start and ran back and helped finish the boss. Was doing a something Delve. Well, that's cool. Are you able to solo a tier 8 Delve, or do you need a group? No, you can do it on your own. What do I main nowadays? As if it ever changed. I main a prop paladin. Spittle's a snare, so it can be removed with things like Tiger Lust or Freedom. Yeah, there's a lot of things that that cleanse the spittle thing. The only ones that are less reliable, Evokers have a less reliable cleanse. Warriors have a less reliable cleanse, I think. But that's where Brand can cover you too, because if you spec Brand for healing, he'll do an occasional cleanse on you as well. How many tabs does Soul's Warbank have? 6 is too expensive, but 3 is easy. I have 5. No, hanging out in the bed. There's a bedroom? I don't know of any bedroom here. I mean, you're a warlock. Your bedroom is wherever you want it to be, dude. Bet he hasn't even used 50 bountiful keys. No, I haven't. How am I playing if servers then? I'm on EU realms right now. What are my preferred profession pairings? I started doing a Darkmoon card farmer, scribe, cloth farming, tail on a priest, and that has been nice. I don't really have a good pairing. My main professions are blacksmith engineering. So I'm a dual crafter, and I do most of my resource farming on the auction house. And I rely on the proceeds from being a moderately successful blacksmith and engineer to recoup those costs plus and make profit. So What's my buy order for the remastered sets? Paladin first. The rest is maybe. I don't care too much about other classes, so. I saw my 70 boost from buying the expansion, and Monk is the only class I haven't gotten to max, so I might just make a Monk. Yeah, go for it, dude. My brand's 26 on Marksman, Hunter 599. Haven't down Zekfir yet. That's all right. Yeah, dude, let me offer a bit of affirmation. Like, if you haven't killed Zekfir yet, you're fine. You're fine. Just keep playing the game. Keep doing the parts of the game that you like. You know, take on Zekfir if you want to know where you're at, skill-wise and gear-wise. Some people are able to take down Zekfir because they have incredible skill or because they have a shitload of gear. You know, you'll find your balance. Just use Zekfir as kind of like that measuring stick. I don't know why I assumed and I am a North American player. I'm just here because where else am I gonna go? I can play Starfield while we wait, but no, probably not. Your brand's only 18. I didn't know I could do the Bountiful Delves without a key until Souls video. Yeah, you'll get tons and tons of levels. So you can remember you can do 4 Bountifuls per character per day. Brand is a warband dude, so if you have like 5 max level characters, you can do 20 Bountiful Delves a day if you really want to. No need for keys. You think Rootslands is next? There's a sex pit. It's down just after the training dummies. So there's a sex pit? So down this, I know this is like the main ramp, right? Okay, let's find what you guys are talking about. So, okay, I'll stand here, and then you guys can direct me where to go next. When does service come up? Maybe in an hour. Maybe in an hour. Let's apply Bountiful Delves to Time Walking, making 5-man dungeons for solo fun with Bran. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Or, you know, what we're kind of asking for is, hey, can we get follower dungeons in Time Walking too? That'd be sick, dude. That'd be sick. And instead of the expedition people, you get people that are related to that particular Time Walking dungeon. You know, people from that era. That'd be pretty sweet. So I just looked at my available networks, and one of them lists as FBI surveillance fan. Should I be worried? I think what you can do if you really wanted to is report it, Dragon, and then you can get those people in trouble for impersonating the FBI. See you later, Peter. Hey, you haven't done for your findings. Good point, huh? Go back to the bridge, then look down and... Oh, wait, you want me to go back to this bridge? And then I look down and to the left. Okay, I see nothing that looks sexy to my left. Okay, so now I'm here. That pit. What pit? I don't see no pit. There's stuff in there. Go to it. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so now I'm here. I will look at this and then you guys can correct me. My brand's 33. I tried 5 times stick on Zekfir after the nerf and lasted 45 to 85 seconds each time. I just can't maneuver that easily with my mouse fast enough after having 2 fingers amputated. Which fingers? Is it the good ones? Is it the really useful ones, Robert? Sex with beds and succubi. Or succubuses. Oh, there's a bed. Hey, look at that. Yay. Cool. Oh, look, I match. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, that's great. Cool. Give me this sort of spread in player housing. They're gonna suck your soul. Holla. And I'm caught up with chat. Almadarius, thank you for subbing. Thanks to Caps Lock as well. Appreciate it. And thanks again to Dragon. And to Imagine Poop. Imagine Poop. He's lying down and bracing himself for what's to follow. That's true. He does look prepared for absolute pain. Here we go. Undead feet. You can kind of see it there. Not really. You're coming on my Warlock. No, you're not switching characters, dude. Too bad. You brought your warrior. You're bringing your warrior. You can just switch whenever you feel like. Not during progression, man. So you stay sucking on that warrior. Do better. Was that the Black Warbear achievement mount? No, I don't think so. I think I was on a bear, but... Yeah, what was I on? Okay, what the hell collections do I have? Okay, so... I have Battle Bear. Right? Okay, so these are all the things that I have. It's mostly like, you know, trading card stuff. Oh, it doesn't even show like my my Blizzard Bear. Yeah, that's lame. Not even that one. Piffed. You only came once on your warrior? More than once, actually. Can you give a quick breakdown of any major changes being made during this maintenance? No. There were a couple of nerfs that were done to some Mythic Plus dungeons. There were some nerfs to Mythic Raids, and there were nerfs to the overall to certain raid bosses. The Brood dude with the eggs, the princess, and the last boss. They had some nerfs related to having larger group sizes. I'm sorry, to having smaller group sizes. That's about it. Nothing major or mind-blowing that I know of. But the thing to kind of look forward to for this week is going to be the Delve weekly event, which includes some buffs, and I don't know what else. I think I asked this last week, but missed the answer. Now that I'm an alloy maker, which status is better to go for first, resourcefulness or multi-craft? I go for multi-craft. Because what I'll do 2-7, or what I've been doing on my alloy smith is just waiting for there to be some concentration to be available, and then I will do my best to, then I'll spend all my concentration on making alloys, and hopefully I'll make good shit. Yeah. I'm curious what the quest rewards are. I have no idea if there even is a quest. It might just be a ta-da, do a thing. But it could be a Delver's Bounty. It could be anything. I mean, if it is a Delver's Bounty, though, it would need to be a specific level. So if they were to do it as a quest, it'd be kind of awkward. So they might offer a Delver's Bounty quest for like just a 4, which some people might be like, "Oh, this sucks, dude." But others might be like, "No, this is cool because I can't do 7 days or whatever." I'm new to this game and just about halfway through the main story in War Within. I heard a lot of negativity around Delves. What changes are being made to make it better? The negativity that I hear about Delves is mostly coming from higher level players who are just looking to get like better gear faster for them, or that it's giving too good I haven't heard that much negativity around Delves. to be honest. Most of what I hear has been like, dude, this is sliced bread, man. Great for people who are just doing solo content, just want to, don't want to worry about groups, either not yet or ever. What's up, CR? It wouldn't be Mythic nerfs to smaller group sizes. Mythic is always 20. Pretty sure it's heroic and normal. So, but yeah, there were some Mythic nerfs, but those are related to the Race to World First, and now that that's pretty much done, I gotta say, man, this is a good race. So I even though I don't play at a high level, like I watch the race, and because I'm always fascinated to see like the fan dynamic and people like talking shit. But this was a good race, mostly good race. I feel like Liquid was like really, really dominant, like the whole way through, all the way to the end. And there's pretty much no question. Sorry, EU fans. There's no question that they just crushed. They beat the other guilds on time. They beat the other guilds on pull count, even though they were ahead, and other guilds had opportunities to pick up on their strats beforehand because of how open their comms are and everything. And Liquid still killed it. So pretty good. Now, what was really cool though, what I found fascinating was that Echo and Method, they're the world second and world third were only 2 hours apart. Not very far at all. And so I think Echo should be scared as fuck. Because they, by comparison, they did not perform very well. I don't think they did. They didn't have, their strats weren't nearly as good. That's what screwed them up. And I think there was like some fuck up that they had like on Friday where that kind of held them back too. I think it was during a re-clear or something like that. That slowed them down by quite a bit. But yeah, they just got slapped. All about 400 pulls for each team, which was interesting. Yeah. I get what the haters are saying about Dell gear, but most of the people that are gearing with Dells will never set foot in group content, which pretty much nullifies their argument. Yeah, there's those people who are like, oh, those people, they shouldn't get good gear and blah, blah, blah. Like that, to me, that's kind of a forgettable argument, because it's like, well, you're not going to see that in practice because they're in Delves for a reason. Or they're staying in Delves for a reason. They just don't, they either never did group content or they don't want to do group content anymore because they're just done with it. So did the casters explain the mechanics or any stuff? I don't want chance because they would spoil a blind raid. Well, since it's mythic, to me it totally sails over my head, so I don't know what the fuck is going on anyway. So the casters, they do explain it. They do take the time to explain it, but I never watch the casters. I always watch Max when doing it. Now he does explain, he does do the call outs and all that stuff, and so you get to see the routine after you're seeing it over and over again. But as for like actually doing it, no, that's not going to make a difference. Echo will be fine. Liquid has had tiers like this too. I've never seen, I don't know, Clint, not one that was this dominant. This was, yeah, this was, there was no scare at all. Oh my god, they're catching up. Like, that never happened. I have a crazy work-life schedule, so it's kind of nice that I can just log into a delve and get decent gear from it. I can pretty much never do group content. Super rare if I do. I'm over group content. If you want to cry about delve gear, go clear a tier 10 solo. Oquin, hey, thank you for the kindness. This is why exactly about Soul is my favorite content creator. Honestly, Mythic's way over my head. No fucking idea. Well, because I'll look at the stuff and I'll be like, and I'll think of heroic. What was one of the heroic bosses that we did? It's the one where I don't know the names of these fucking bosses, man. Sikrin, yeah. So I think of Sikrin, and it's like, okay, people are marked, go behind the boss, lay down poop, move. Tell other people, hey, you have arrows on your heads, shockwave the images that you leave behind, move. Boss is doing a big AoE, everyone run away, boom, go back in, repeat process. And so that's heroic. I haven't seen them do the mythic version of the fight. I don't know what that's about. But it's just magnitudes more complicated, and I'm like, holy fuck, after so much repetition, I can do these bosses without any boss mods. But then that's after knowing the patterns and getting the timings and everything. Then I'm able to just like kind of call things out. The original add-on, someone yelling at you to do stuff. Just want to point that out. I think if Liquid went to bed that night, there is a non-zero chance Echo got it that next day. Maybe, but they were so far ahead too. Like, if they went to bed and Echo, they would have felt motivated to do. Yeah, I guess a non-zero chance, but it would have been very close to zero because Liquid would have just woken up and killed it right after breakfast. I'm more surprised by the China guy being. Oh yeah, did they kill it yet? Let's see if they killed it yet. I like that they're called Hot Pot Heroes. They have a cool name. Okay, so RWF. Nope, they still haven't killed it yet. Oh, but then there's like a couple guilds that are going for a fourth. Nice. I don't like to waste other people's time and money. I don't have the time anymore to get good enough. Delves are for me. At this point, I think many of us just like the MMO aspect of world content, stuff that doesn't require too much coordination and scheduling. I mean, there's there's a false assumption. It's an MMORPG. It has to be multiplayer. No, it doesn't. Kind of like real life. Some people go through real life solo, which is very sad, but you know what I mean. It's not, you don't need forced multiplayer to have an MMO. You just, the whole point is to just have this persistent world where people can just exist. On Mythic, you have to stand on your head, count to 6, hop on 1 foot. Oh, that sounds easy. Well, I was basically the last bastion holding up that large group of content, and people are trying to kill that. I disagree. I think that it's not going anywhere, but we just have this audience that never wanted it, that never cared too much about group content, but were forced to do it anyway. And now they're not going to. I remember seeing some conversation on some forum, I forgot what it was, where someone was talking about WoW is dying because it's becoming a single player game. The MMO is dead. It's supposed to be forced multiplayer. Look at this game. Look at Final Fantasy XI. Look at how successful that is, where you have to group. You can't get anything done without a group. And then people just drag that guy because they're like, dude, like that game has like 10 people on it and blah blah blah. No one's playing it because the times have changed, where people just want to be able to dive in and not have the first thing that they need to do is to find people in order to get anything done. Anyway, I think we should ban the DPS meter to show there's damage. Oh, that's not going to happen. You can ban it, but then it's just going to... all that's going to do is bring it underground. That's all. That's a very tough culture to get past. How do you kill visible damage? I don't know how to do that. No one can do it. If the game's popular enough, you're gonna see damage meters. Final Fantasy 14, damage meters. Oh, but they ban it. So, they still use it anyway. They just try to not get caught. If you don't want to care about DPS and stick to Raid Finder, if you want to do hard content that factually has DPS requirements, then DPS is an important stat for improving your play. I mostly agree with that. Some people wield the DPS meters like a club, and even in Raid Finder, so it's not so much DPS meters that I think are bad, it's how people wield them. Like if you're doing Raid Finder and you know, bosses are getting killed or whatever, but then maybe you wipe a couple times, it's Raid Finder, whatever, you get determination stacks, no big deal. But then some people be like, kick the low DPS, look how low they are on the meters and blah blah blah, when you know the person on the other end of that might be like an 11-year-old playing WoW for the very first time, being like, huh, what, why'd I get kicked? You know, that sort of stuff is pretty fucked up. But as a tool, no, it's a useful tool. It's just that some people are just dicks. That's all. I don't think you need to ban add-ons, but I think we need to do better about trying to not be dicks. Thank you for everything that you do. I live in Korea but work on EST, so watching your vids always makes me feel like I got a friend hanging out with me. Take care, bro, and keep it. Thank you, Paul. Man, Twitch is great, but YouTube comments are so kind and nice. You guys are really polite. Thanks. Okay, not all of you, but most of you. I got AOTC and first mythic boss down in a somewhat casual 5-hour-a-week raid team. In love with the casual try hard mindset. Damn. My team's behind. I better look at the meters and see how bad we're doing. Do you remember how busy guild chats used to be in the days of MSN Messenger and Facebook 1.0? Well, that's because those things sucked. Because, yeah, those things sucked and guild chat was just better. I remember logging on just to talk to people. Nowadays we have Discord, we have other things. You know, we just have new tools. Times have changed. Final Fantasy 11 was successful. It ran for a long ass time. So yeah, I'd say 11 was successful. Thing is, people will still find a way to gauge your DPS just like 14 players do. WoW, another toxic poke person. So the elitism for that won't really go away. No, because it's on those individual people, and they'll just use those tools to really like to really hammer down on people. But they're just lame-os. People used to not have meta communities. Now I have 3 Discord servers for 3 different friend groups. Now I don't need an MMO to give me social interaction. I need it to give me social interactions, shared objectives. See, this is why I really try to elevate guilds. Guilds are cool. Guilds are not perfect either. They have their own different sorts of problems, but if you can find one, and if you can curate a good culture in that guild, you avoid like 90% of the problems in WoW. Maybe 91% of the problems. Promise. Like, a lot of these meta things and meta chasing, when you peel down all the layers, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get into a group. You're trying to make yourself desirable in a group. You're upping your, you need the gear. So you got to get into this group content. You can't get into the group content because you're not the meta spec or you're not the meta class. Ah, shit, what do I do? And it becomes this negative spiral. If you're in a guild, let's go. What item level do you want, Soul? Just show up. I'll rank people, whatnot, if I'm full on people. But otherwise, if you're ready to go and you got your ventrilo and TeamSpeak working, then you're in. Just do well. Don't fuck up. So, yeah. I'm a casual and I'd quit if I couldn't see my DPS. I don't think I'd quit, but I'd have a much harder time knowing if I'm doing okay. I'm your poster child Delve Runner. No time or desire for Mythic Plus or raids. Item level 608. Now gated by only 2 Rune Harbinger crests dropping at the end of a tier 8 delve. Have to run 8 delves for 1 upgrade. Yeah, that part kind of sucks. You definitely plateau once you have all champion gear. You know, when you just have a mix of champion and hero stuff and you're like, what do I do now, guys? Now, my advice is when the vaults, when you get your vault, don't just choose gear for gear. If your vault sucks, definitely pick up those tokens, and then you can buy, I think 45 rune crests, which help, you know? It's not a lot, but it helps. Delves are just new dungeons with a harder way to find a group. Or you can solo them. So, yeah. It's funny watching people stream 14 because you can see they have something to cover chat, understandable, but then why do they have something covering the box in the top left? Oh, because it looks, yeah. Wait, so is the overlay like stuck in the game? They can't have like, I thought it was a separate program. I guess I'm wrong about that. I need to know how much damage Brand's doing. I need to know how much Brand is smoking me on damage, you mean. I think Blizzard needs to incorporate their own damage meter so we don't have to rely on third-party add-ons for this critical functionality. They could, but then why do it when there's already someone else doing it? Adam. Like, it wouldn't change anything. All Blizzard would do is spend money. So why do it? You were doxing, do you want photos? Oh, of course I want photos. Dude, puppies. After I remember being 11 years old and raided for the first time, I was not pumping, but because I could see my DPS, I've improved over what is now like 18 years low. Remember vanilla days, dudes? We don't know what the fuck we were doing. You know, we were... I remember as a warlock, like, I would do my best to time my buttons, but then this was all outdoor content that I'm trying to do. So it's like, okay, cool. Shadow Bolt 3 or 4 times, 1 life tap, 1 fear, and then my marshmallow tank pet thing does like the rest. Do that 2 or 3 more times, and then boom, I'm low on health. Now I gotta eat because I don't need a drink, but you know, I'll do whatever. You know, but then things were just very simple back then. And then when and then if you happen to be in a dungeon, it's like, okay, now things are like a little bit different. Okay, I'll just dot all these things up because that tank is holding on to like a couple of things, and then okay, cool. But you know, we're just learning stuff. We're figuring things out. And if we happen to have a damage meter, and we're not doing great, we're gonna see that and it's like, oh man, I got to do better. Especially this other warlock. Oh, he's like smoking. What's he doing? Maybe I can look at that. So that's a cool way of trying to gauge where you're at. But notice that I'm just talking about like you, the individual. When it's someone else being like, hey, noob lock, fucking get good. Look at me. I'm just like rubbing my taint all over your pathetic damage. Get the fuck out of here. You just go back to whatever, you know. So you immediately slide into like, you know, using DPS meters as a tool versus using DPS meters as like a bludgeon. There's a difference. I love delves because if I can't find a group, I can do them myself or with 1 or 2 guildies. A dungeon, you have to find 5 people. Yep. That doesn't happen in our guild, but damage done usage can show, hey, the BM hunter should not have bother helping with ads and just stay on boss sort of strat. Yeah, it helps from a leadership position too. So if I'm like looking at stuff and being like, okay, people are running, or, you know, melee are running over to like kill these egg things when they really shouldn't have to. you know, what I can do as the tank is direct the boss a little bit more in such a way that melee don't need to move. We could just stay there while range do this and this and this, and then we can all move together towards the next objective and maximize our damage and all that. One thing I haven't done, Oinky, that I mean to do, I'm sure there are guides and maps already, but I want to make my own little map of the room for that one fight that we're progressing on, you know, with the eggs and shit, so I can be like, okay, this is path 1, this is path 2, this is path 3, and then just have people kind of look at that, but also I need to learn how to mark fast, or have Grim mark very, very fast, so that way people know where to go, because it was just so disorganized. It was so fucked up. But yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be very, very cool when we finally get it, and then we memorize the routine, and then we're fine. And then we'll smash. Weird take, but it would be nice if WoW had a hideable DPS meter in base retail, because we take add-ons for granted, but for that young first-time player, it could be lost. I mean, you could just turn it, you could just not install it, right? YouTube comments are nice because most of us old farts hanging out there and pretty much hate Twitch, lol. Ha. We kicked the tank at the last boss of the dungeon with the darkness at the end because he wouldn't wait for us to summon people stuck behind the minecart section. People can be selfish, jeez. You realize all the other exploits used by Echo and other world first races weren't talked about? What exploits? I don't remember seeing anything that was done for like those last bosses, no. Admin is a toxic pug. I don't know if Flat's being sarcastic or not. I'm assuming he is, because that's just a wild take. In love with my guild, and I'm playing a completely different game than I was before this guild. We did ban DPS meters in our raid group. Got tired of people trying too hard and chasing the top. Is your guild open to the public? No, not at this time. Let's see. You run 8 tails for 4 upgrades if you take the coins. Actually, yeah, you need to do 8. But you can do any 8. You can do 1s for all we care. Yeah, so when the time comes and you just want to fill up vault slots, yeah, just do a bunch of low-level delves. Pick your favorite one and just repeat it a bunch of times. So whatever happens to be the fastest, just do it, knock it out, you're good to go. Boom, full vault slots, guaranteed 6 tokens from the vault. Once you stop caring about gear from the vault, that is. Can you get myth crests from the vault, trade in coins, or some method? You technically can, DJ, but then that's going to take a while. So you need to get enough rune crests to start trading them up, and even then it's like if you just think of the rune crests, you need 2 vaults to get 1 upgrade to gilded crests. So it might be possible to do, it's just going to take a lot of work, but you can at the very least you can unlock mythic appearances via catalyst. That's about it though. That's all I can think of. Ultimately though, I feel like having a full set of 4/6 hero gear should put you in striking distance of taking down super hard Zekvir, but it's going to take work. It's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of wipes. It's like Mage Tower kind of stuff, but you know, different. And a max level brand. No one even has a max level brand because of restrictions right now. So it's going to be different. Last girl that was in that totally clicked was Wrath. I've gone solo since, and morning weekdays 2 p.m. to midnight. Maybe if Blizz did make a damage heal meter, they'd get better at using the data to balance specs. Oh, I'm sure they already have their own. They have their own calculators and stuff. They just don't make it a public thing. Because yeah, it would be in my opinion, a needless expense for Blizzard because there's already a fan site that does it. That, and if Blizzard did do a DPS meter on their own, it kind of sends that message, right? It sends that message of, hey, here's the thing. Here's a tool that you can use to improve, which is them, endorsing the use of meters, or encouraging the use of meters. And I don't think they need to do that. ETA on Realms, supposedly half an hour. So, detail meters are great when you're losing to someone of the same specs, so you can check their breakdown and see what you're not doing. Yeah, like between that and Warcraft logs, like for those who are interested in getting that information, it's there, and I think that's cool. The end goal would be for the removal of all add-ons, so raids would be more approachable and rely on mechanics that players can figure out without using add-ons. I feel like the people who want the removal, well, which audience is that going for though? Because I can say with confidence, I will say this with confidence, for Raid Finder, normal, heroic, and mythic keys, you don't need add-ons already. We just use them to make things easier. And it's cool if you want to make things easier. I don't think there's any issue with that. Well, Mythic is tough. Again, I don't have a good perspective on it. And some people will be able to give, much better anecdotes on like, okay, well, it does really feel like we need a weak aura for like this and this and this, for, very specific encounter mechanics, not overall for the raids. But no, I don't believe that you need to remove all add-ons for the sake of raids. Yeah. Like RPM is contributing like 25% of what others are doing for ads on Brood Twisters. If it's just the AoE Oinky, then I would just tell them to focus on worms and not the little ads. Because I'd rather have the ads dead than to, I'd rather have them focus on ads so that way melee don't have to switch to the worms too. That would be kind of dumb. Or having to do needless repositioning of the boss. I don't think that's necessary either. Are you going to do any more collaborations with other WoW creators when making new videos? I don't often do it. I don't have not a great relationship. I don't have much of a relationship with other creators. Some, like back in the day, like when I was, back in the day, I would do like a cameo stuff every now and then. Like Taliesin would help out every now and then. I've done some interviews with folks. There was one I was going to do with Quasi, and that kind of fell off. I was actually invited to the Pod EC, and I said no to that. But it's because I'm shy. Okay, I shouldn't be making that facial expression as if I'm like being sarcastic. Like I really don't feel like I can handle myself in those kinds of conversations, especially with high level players who are like speaking at a very different level than me, and I'm slow to respond to that sort of stuff. So I feel like my anxiety gets the better of me, and I get nervous and I decline. So there are opportunities that I've had that I've said no to, and I kind of regret it, but I also still feel like it would have been nothing but humiliating if I showed up for that. But that's like a personal thing for me. Need more confidence, need more whatever. So Fungal Folly is goated. Fungal Folly is dope. Is Brand still kept at 38? No, I've seen ones in like the mid to high 40s now. Next, Blizz incorporates GSE. GSE, that's Gnome, Gnomish sequencer. I don't know what the E stands for. That's the combat assist thing. I mean, combat assist things are cool. They're good training wheels, for sure. Some of them are really, really extensive. But it's never something that... And I've featured them sometimes in add-on videos, but it's never something that I recommend. Because it disrupts the feel of what the game is. Just like how if you run too many add-ons, you're playing the add-on instead of the game. But it's also just a choice that people make. So I don't think we need to remove something that people use by choice. There's a script you can put into the chat to tell you how many more bountifuls you can run in the week to get your brand XP. I wonder if that works. Let's see if this works here. Running on a trial account. 84 bountiful delves with brand XP remaining. 84? Damn! That's a lot of delves, bro. They hate seeing themselves at the bottom, and rather than strive to improve, they want it banned. I don't think that's it at all, Inky. I think it's kind of what they're saying. They just don't want to get clubbed with the information. Yeah, if they're doing bad, they're doing bad. But I don't even think it's I don't even think it's entirely that. It doesn't. You don't need to be at the bottom to get clubbed with that sort of shit. I stopped using things like DVM, but Handy Notes Titan Panel, I don't know if I'd want to play without quality of life. Yeah, how am I going to do my random transmog? Dude, don't take my add-ons away. I think the current games will be too hard and too annoying without add-ons. I think it's possible to go without add-ons, but things have to change. For example, the shopping list add-on. No, wait, how come we're talking about removing all add-ons? Like, it's one thing to talk about combat assist add-ons, DVM, blah, 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 blah. But to remove all add-ons, I think that's asking. You're asking to destroy an entire industry of WoW. Because what? To not make people feel bad about... To protect people from assholes? No. Instead of removing all add-ons to protect people from assholes, we should just protect people from assholes. And I don't think... doing shit about add-ons is not the way to go. The WoW creator community is far less cameo-centric than a lot of others. Hard to figure out why, other than just WoW does not really have stuff that is good for cameoing. I mean, machinimas kind of still do that a little bit, with collaborators doing different roles. And then there are podcasts. So that's a lot of it. He hates telling them. Mikhail, hey, what's up? Public speaking class did wonders for me. I crushed it, and then I had a certain experience, but yeah. I think Blizzard is spending resources on developing quality of life features baked into WoW. We all used to use Bagnon, and now we don't have to. Well, that was a long time coming. That was a long requested thing. Like, hey, Blizz, can we, and that took a while. Should be a mandatory class in high school, MO. You know what should be a mandatory class? Financial planning. That should be a mandatory class. What you guys would be awesome in Potty C. Those guys are nice and they generally want different perspectives. He could have been their mole person. I still don't get the mole people thing. How about Krendor? He's more of a laid-back WoW player. No high-end things. I mean, the other thing is, what would I do? Hey, let's do a dungeon together. I mean, maybe I'll reach back out to, I told, who is it that I talked to? Frank. I think he's their producer. Like, when I was talking with Frank and he invited me over. I kept the door open. I'm like, hey, when I'm ready, when I feel like I'm ready, I'll reach out, we'll have a chat and we'll chill, talk about stuff. Yeah, but it's just like the initial anxiety I have is like, okay, here I am, I'm gonna sit down with, World First Raider, high-end Mythic Plus person, I forgot who the third guy is. You don't see his face. And then Soul So Breezy, the guy that doesn't do anything that they participate in. Yeah, let's talk. And then I feel like I'd be in the hot seat. So that's something that I would need to overcome. And if I just drink before, then I'll be like super red. That's not going to be cool either. So I think battleground targets should be built into the game rather than an add-on, especially for ranked, since you need to change your spec based on the battleground targets. I don't know what that means. Is that the name of an add-on? Has anyone else had really bad RNG with delve maps? I've only had one since the start of the expansion. I do numerous delves every week on my main and alts, all 8s on my main. Any others having the same problem? What? Oh, you talking about the Delver's Bounty? I think last week I got 0, and then some weeks I get 2, and sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. As Rest of the Druid, I'm forced to use a raid frame placement because the default UI doesn't show all Druid HOTS. Yeah, like in raid frames, I can't see if I mark someone's skull, you don't see it on raid frames. I use an add-on to put that in because that's useful information that I want to have on hand to remind myself who X is and where they are. Because if I have like 5 Death Knights, I don't. But if I have a bunch of, whatever class, I'm not going to be able to immediately see it. I want to see who Skull is. Yay. Talking about assholes, I'm curious about your take. If a group of 5 is farming a hyperspawn location and is unwilling to make 2 groups of 4, how do you feel about fighting for the tag? I don't do hyperspawn farming. I got 1 map on an alt while leveling. I've done 300-ish or so delves so far. Credit card interest rates explained 101. Or like how to identify phishing emails. Stuff like that. I think add-ons should just be more scrutinized during World First and realize that not everyone is a World First level player and don't play the game yet that want that parent who takes kids' sports way too easily. I mean, we've seen historically fights are basically tuned for the race. So only like 5 guilds are really going to encounter the very, very hardest version of that raid encounter. And then afterwards, we're going to start seeing stuff get chopped. And we are seeing stuff get chopped. Now, mechanically, they're still complicated as fuck. And it feels like what Blizzard's trying to do is to reduce the kinds of mechanics or overlapping mechanics that would prompt users to feel like, okay, they need to like the big thing that Blizzard's trying to move away from is having random assignments and that require add-ons to direct people where to go within seconds, right? Like the what's that fight called again? Sikrin. So like this fight, if I recall, because this is what the guild's telling me, this fight employs private auras, where about 5 seconds before the boss does a cast to do a shockwave, arrows are going to appear above people's head, and DBM does not notify people of this. But I do see the timer of when the ability is going to go out. So the best I can tell people is, all right, watch for arrows on your head. The ability is about to go off. And people have been pretty responsive about it. So that's only heroic level, obviously. But if they continue that sort of pattern, then I think it's fine. So far. 20 minutes to the 1 hour extension. Absolutely. Old Realms might be up like any minute now. Who knows? Battleground targets show you the enemy team similar to raid frames for your team. Oh, I got it. I mean, that's useful information, but is it required information? I'm going to say no. I sent you a blessing. I'm not a dog person, although dogs are great, but we are dog sitting, so okay, so let's see puppy pictures. Oh, it's a tiny puppy. Oh, ho, ho. All right, we're gonna look at puppies for a second, guys. So puppy. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, dirty feet puppy. Oh, no. Oh, he's ready to go out. Is it a boy or girl? Oh, ho, ho. I am the biggest sucker for the floofy kind of puppy. My heart falls down for these dudes. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, oh, he's a cloud. He has his own little platform and everything. Oh, that's dope. That's dope, dude. Do you think there's going to be a WoW 2 after these 3 expansions? Nope. No, I don't. I mean, WoW 2, we're on WoW 11 right now. Would I ever go on Taliesin's podcast? Does he even have guests? Yeah, does he even have guests? Echo just disbanded. Oh. What? Hold on, what? Let's see. For real? Okay, I'm seeing the statement from now, but let's see. Echo.gg is that what it's called? No. Echo Esports GG. Okay. I'll wait for other statements. Cause didn't they just start like a big collaboration and some other stuff and all that? Yeah, so I'll wait. Anyway, I've gotten 4 but never used any of the maps. Do you use them during the current delve before you enter the next delve? You can use it mid delve if you want to. You just need to make sure that the map level matches what you're in. So you'll see a delver's bounty for like a rank 4. So you need to do a 4 to get that one. And then there's an 8 and so on and so forth. How do you feel prop paladins before Mythic Plus? I don't do Mythic Plus. I couldn't tell you, but I'll probably say I'm extremely confident in what they do. And I saw like the changes in coming in 1105 that give paladins a lot more longevity. They have a lot more cool toys. So fun enough, how to identify phishing emails was covered week 1 of the required computer coding course my kids have in middle school. That's cool. Nice. But yeah, we need like general knowledge courses. Common sense shit. We're back to the pre-mop days of weekly multi-hour maintenance. I mean, I'll keep saying it. I'd rather have a longer scheduled maintenance than any form of unscheduled maintenance, you know? If they actually fix stuff, I don't mind longer maintenance, but the amount of bugs they ship. Are you on PTR? I am confused. I'm on EU realms at the moment. It's a hammock. Okay. Or their MDI team disbanded. Okay, yeah, see? Azalea was its leader, and they said there's so little time between race to World First and MDI, they're tired out. Okay. Ever heard of an add-on called GSE? Yes, I have. So it is on for 12. Cool. Yay. Maybe I should have been playing Starfield this whole time. Fuck, man. Is Brand bug? He always goes and digs up something from a dirt pile, but nothing appears to click. You don't need to click, Brenny. He just gets it for you. You don't do Mythic Plus? Do you just not like Mythic Plus dungeons or don't care for the mounts, etc.? I hold off on Mythic Plus until later. That's kind of what I've decided for this season. Because before, I would use Mythic Plus as just like free gear. Okay, not free gear, but I would just use it to get like a piece of vault gear. In hopes that it'll be like something useful for me as I'm progressing through the raid. But now that delves are around, I don't need to do Mythic Plus. But I will do them like later in the season because I'm not in a rush. So Why it's rude to suck at Warcraft on the Folding Ideas YouTube channel is an interesting documentary style video essay that analyzes WoW from an anthropological viewpoint. It was a very cool video too, but I also super disagree with it because I forgot his name. I was like sitting right next to him in a panel too. So like back to the collaboration stuff, like back during BlizzCon 2023. Yeah. I was on a panel with Taliesin and Perculia and I forgot his name. The dude who runs the Folding Ideas channel, and we're talking about reactions to the War Within announcement. But yeah, good, very very good video. But I disagree with it a lot, only because there wasn't enough emphasis on how creating a tight-knit social group resolves everything in that video. It creates new problems. You deal with different sorts of things, different sorts of drama, because you're making emotional and time investments into like this kind of set team, or this team that there's churn, of course, and attrition, but it largely like just kind of stays the same. But it bypasses all of those concerns. So I haven't been coming off negative. I don't want to remove any functionality from people as they play the game. I would just rather have Blizzard take ownership. I think that's dangerous, though, if Blizzard does take ownership, because it's also an implicit endorsement of DPS meters, and it encourages that culture. And I'd rather appreciate Blizzard being hands off on that and letting players take control of it. But it's a double-edged sword too, because like I was saying earlier, Blizzard made Mythic Plus purposefully hard, and they encourage people to, hey, make static groups, form teams, create guilds, and gamers decided to go a different direction altogether, and now this is the culture that we have because of that. So I don't know. How long does a person stay mysterious? I don't feel mysterious. At some point, I go through like the guildmates that I've seen for a while, or like are talkative and stuff, and then I'll promote them. So like, for example, and this might be grossly offensive, I'm not sure who you are in guild. And that doesn't help. And so you're kind of mysterious. So it takes time. But honestly, I haven't really gone through it ever since, or for the past couple months. So that's my fault too. I plan on doing Mythic Plus later in the season with my guild, but also see if prices will go down for gold carries lull. Hey, that's fair enough. Some people wanna go that route. That's fine. I love the expansion. I don't feel rushed at all to do anything. I haven't even touched the raids, but my primary source of entertainment is PvP. I still haven't crafted anything for myself. I'm like sitting on stuff. Do you think that Blizzard might come out with more dragon riding customizations? They're basically the only mounts I use now because of the fly-in animation. The dirigible thing has a fly-in, and there are some mounts, some of the newer mounts have fly-in animations too, Elian. Maybe chat can help out with some of the new ones that do that. But it's not just the dragon riding mounts. It's interesting critique I have to keep in mind if I watch it again given the time. Yeah, because that was kind of in my head the whole time. Like, okay, I'm seeing this whole loop of negativity. I get that. I see it. I understand it. But how do we get around that? There's no proposed solutions, and that always infuriates me when I want to, even though it's easy, especially when you're making a YouTube video, it's easy to unite people around criticism. Fairly easy. Some people might disagree with the critique, but when you say, Mythic Plus really brings me down, and here's why. And then you're gonna get a lot of people who be like, yeah, that's it, blah blah blah. But then as soon as that video pivots and shifts to like, here's what I suggest to like make it better, then all that unity falls apart because people will have all sorts of different ideas on what to do about the problem. So, how would I rate Zekfir 1 versus Zekfir 2? Zekfir 1 is mechanically pretty easy. Still kind of demanding, you know, but if you think about the Zekfir fight and maybe like it's like a light version of the Mage Tower. But it's for people who might have never done anything like that before. That'll get them to better understand not the maximum capability of the class, but like the basics of understanding timing, of understanding routines and mob rotations, your mob ability rotations, and a little bit of management with having to deal with an ad that spawns from the do that you need to handle. Zekfir 2 is more my style. It's hard. Right now, I just don't have the throughput for it. I think DPS have right now the better opportunity to defeat it at lower levels. Tanks and healers, I think it depends on the spec, but they have a harder time doing it. But it's just a matter of a little bit of time, a little bit of gear, a little bit of brand levels, and a lot of practice. So. I'm taking the slow this expansion as we already know the next two coming, so not in a rush at all, as it's linked to the main plot narrative anyway. Blizzard also adds in different types of content to cater to more social and more solo players so they can make it harder for themselves, but I've been playing as much as I could since December 2004. I want more classes, give me Bard, give me Necromancer, give me Artificer. Artificer? What's an Artificer? Teach them interrupts and defenses on level 2. That's the best. Thank you for the explanation on Zekfir levels. Your YouTube bot is shitty. Stop using caps. Was that what it was? Yeah. Stop using caps. Relax. Calm your butt down. I think the YouTube bot's working just fine. So yeah, we're at another hour, right? As in 12 o'clock. Alright, let me look at this. Yep, extended until 12. Yay! I'm just glancing through socials real quick. Yeah, that race was close. Between Echo and Method. 2 hour difference. Between second and third world first. Or, you know what I mean. Whatever. Only 2 hours. That should I think that should... There's a lot. Like, that should scare Echo a little bit. It should empower Method a lot. And Liquid's just like kind of chilling at the top, being like, ha 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 ha, whatever. It was an immediate timeout, and my job always uses caps. Your job only communicates in caps? Sheesh. Can't wait for the vault poll. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I mean, I'm looking mostly at like the 2 heroic slots for the raid. And maybe like replacement slots for my maybe replacement slots for the paladin or something like that. So where am I at? So yeah, I think I did apply some upgrades. I did spend some currency stuff, and I put myself to 610 because I'm like, oh, I feel bad not being not being 610 like some of the other guildmates are. I better like step up my shit. But then there are things I do want to replace. Like, let's see. Some of these are Like I think that's champion. Yeah, 606 is champion. That's hero. But I want like this neck. I want to replace with a. There's a neck in the raid that I want to get. My tier is fine, so I'm not going to replace these for like a long time. But I think we're just about at a point where if tier drops, it's like a free for all. So if you well, okay, I want people to get 4 pieces, and then once we're done with that, and we're doing heroic, like I'm sure some people have veteran tier pieces that they want to replace. I have champions that I'll want to replace. I looked at on and got like the cool back though. Yeah, good back, especially because it has the crit and the haste on it. But what I'm slowly working myself towards, because like I can make good engineering bracers now, but I only happen to have one runed harbinger crest on me, so I'm gonna save that for goggles. I want to make goggles, followed by maybe a ring. I think I want to make one good ring, and I'm probably gonna sit on that for most of the expansion, unless I get like some really sick haste shit. Yeah, I still don't know how I want to do my crafting either, because I'm not really convinced on like which embellishments are like gonna fit me best. Because I want to do things that like help me heal better. That's usually what it is. Oh. Entering serial codes in Excel looks ugly without caps. Oh, okay, well I get that. I mean, hell, Excel auto caps things, so no big deal. Is Zekir 2 hard enough to make a case to get Mythic Track Gear from the vault? No. Well, for me to say no is like kind of gatekeepy sounding. I think it's too soon to tell, though. I do think it's too soon to tell. So, the max gear that a Delve person can reasonably get is... I forgot. 3 of 4 hero gear on every slot with tier. So level 8 delves give 3. Okay. So in theory, like I would get a bunch of these, and then I would use 15 crests per thing, 15 rune crests per upgrade to get myself to like the 4. So between the pitiful amounts of runes I get from bountifuls, plus eventually getting 45 of them per week, if in case I don't see anything good in the vault, then we can definitely get to 4s on every slot, and then graduate and start pushing 5s. Now, we might be able to, over the course of a season, a delve only person might be able to get a couple pieces to 5s, so that way they can unlock Mythic Transmog or otherwise just get better gear or something like that. But at 619, yeah, I think 619 for taking down level 2 Zekvir, it's gonna take work. It's still gonna be a hard fight. But I think it's doable. Does the merit token trading for Runecrest count towards the weekly cap? Yes, it does. Now keep in mind, Wiki, not everyone gets all the rune crests. So like for example, like for me, I'm not capped because we get rune crests from the heroic raid. We've only done so much of the heroic raid, you know. I was never online when an expansion actually went live, but I have been playing at every expansion launch except Huad. You can upgrade crests too, which can help delve-only players. It helps, but it's still a lot. You know, it's still going to be a lot of, like, once you hit 619, you plateau really hard. You plateau really, really hard. 616 is already plateau number 1, because you got to get rune crests after that to like get further. I was never online when an expansion actually went live, but I don't know what. They expanded to 12. Lol. Jesus Christ, it's not hard fight. It's more about abilities. You're a gatekeeper player. Huh? Damn, Miles. See, earlier I was talking about, oh man, you the YouTube comments, they're so nice. What happened? Cat Launch was my fave. It was late night, early morning chaos, and Vishia. What do I think about split rating? It's a choice. It's very much a choice. Like, if Mythic Raid people, if that's what it takes to do the race to world first, that's what it takes. But that is not for everyone. You don't need gear. You need ability, right? Yeah. So I don't understand what you're talking about, Miles. Regarding MMOs supposed to be social, personally, I find meaningful solo activities makes group content more accessible and less intimidating. I mean, it's nice to have those options, and then when those options happen to give like gear that helps propel you to higher content, if you want to do it, that helps as well. So it's kind of like, hey, follower dungeons let you try out these dungeons and get a feel of what's going on in these dungeons without having to deal with people. Now, follower dungeons only tell you so much. Like I was doing, when doing some of these, I'm not so sure that the followers really communicate well enough to me what it is I'm supposed to do. Like the Cinder Brew one, I've done that dungeon once ever. And then like you start off, you clear a room, and then you do the fight, but then all of a sudden I saw the NPCs like running around all over the place. I'm like, what do I do? And I don't think the game told me anything about that. Like there could have been like an emote that says, hey, go ahead and feed blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. I see what you're talking about now. Actually, being able to get 616 gear in the vault from solo content is very nice. I like it. Yeah, that's fine. Gear makes it super easy, no prob. Don't make it seem it's not impossible if you don't have it. I'm not saying it's impossible if you don't have the gear. Like I've said, some people they'll be able to take down Zekfir level 2 at lower levels, and like DPS arguably have the easiest time doing it. Not to call it easy, but they're the most viable to do it at lower gear levels. Healers and tanks are going to have it a lot more rough because they need to focus really hard on destroying that egg kind of person. But it's going to take a lot of practice. And then that's what's going to, up your ability, get you used to how the mechanics work, helps you understand patterns, even though Zekfir doesn't have an entirely predictable attack pattern, which is annoying. Because it's like, he throws down the egg, and part of you wants to be like, okay, I'm going to wait until he does the shockwave. And then Zekfir's like, no, I'm not going to do my shockwave. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I'm like, dude, help me out here. So those things you'll want to keep an eye out for. DBM has modules that at least give you alerts, but the timers and stuff, like, they're not reliable because, again, it's not a very predictable attack pattern. This chart layout, folks, will make it religion, bro. Oh, you mean this thing? Oh, this is just an info chart. This is just a reference guide for people who want to, like, know things. Yeah, this isn't a Bible. It's not a guide. But people ask a lot of questions on where to get stuff, and I answer it so many times that I made a chart for people so that way they can read some of this shit. So I'm pretty sure the egg health is a flat gear check. Hitting buttons faster won't help. Won't help at certain item levels. I mean, sometimes, like I said, it's inconsistent because sometimes Bran helps you out, other times he like just fucks you. Like sometimes the egg will come out and then Bran will switch right over, and by the time I get to it, it's like halfway dead. I'm like, fuck yeah. Other times Bran's like, nah, I'm cool. Other times Brandon's like, no, I'm gonna jump onto my griffin. I'm gonna throw storm bolts at the boss instead of the egg, which is like really far away. I'm like, oh man, there goes all that damage. So some of it is unpredictable. Higher item level helps to reduce that unpredictability. But the most important thing is to get that routine. Get the routine down. It's gonna help. Solo content is a pressure valve for people who don't want to deal with others the entire time you're playing. Tuesday really shows that video game addiction in everyone. Oh yeah. I didn't start tanking until Wrath, when every Death Knight's back in tank as long as you spent the 15 talent points in dodge, parry, armor. That was nice. Those were cool days, right? When all the DK tanks DK specs could tank. There we go. Words. Every time I see the egg, I expect Yoshi to pop out. No, every time the egg comes out, my anxiety spikes. Zephyr 1 was 30 deaths for me, but I got him no matter. Yeah, I don't know what level I got him at. Can I? I don't think I can see it here, can I? Like, this is, yeah, this, I'm not going to see it on this region. Yeah, I forgot when I killed him, but it was somewhat early. Felt good. But yeah. You know that people will take this to the moon and sell it to aliens. I've had this chart has been out for like a while. It's been out for about 2 months as it was in development and as it's out. So it's not hurting anyone, Miles. Relax. Best to use target and focus cast bars. Keep Zek in focus even when the egg is a target. Yeah, that's a useful thing. Like, if you set Zekfir as a focus target, and then maybe have your kick be macroed to just to only target your focus, that helps. You lose a little bit of improvisation because it's like, okay, what if the ad does come out? Then you gotta either kick or stun the ad, but you probably don't want to. You probably never want to kick the ad. You want to have that available for the boss's heal, unless you have extra kicks. More than anything, it just is so much less stressful if you can kill the egg before it hatches. It's kind of fucked up that the egg hatches and has more health. That's kind of jacked up. I'm like, yo, dude. How long until the raid bosses are like that and the scripted fight becomes more unpredictable? No, I don't think it needs to go in that direction. I think raids are fine right now. Yeah, they're just trying some new stuff with delves, so. After the nerfs, it felt super easy. It's just a dodge fight. Yeah, Zephyr 1 is chill now. You know, now that it respects like the different classes, I'm wondering if I can take them down in like my other fresh 80s. So like my priest is I think 580 something. My hunter probably the same, and then I have some other paladins, but I think it'd be very unentertaining to do it as a paladin again. So. That's why people do good as a tank. They're an ADD blocker. They're an ad blocker or ADD blocker. Is the thing with the two Minari skulls from a talent or a bug? That's a great question. I feel like this is a bug. I shouldn't. Oh, okay. Nope. He's coming with me. Or I think it's because I'm on a quest, maybe. But yeah, this dude's like, he's kind of tripping out. While this guy's disciplined. This guy. So this is. So here's the golden retriever right here, and here's the husky. I hope you guys understand that reference. Maybe a glyph? No, I'm on a level 13, dude. This guy don't have no glyphs. I love that brand shares the experience from all your Delve characters, but this seems to have his curios slots based on what your individual character loots. No, the curios are shared too. It's the assignment that is individual. So if you're on one character, they're set for healing and they have A B curio. You get on another character, they might be spec for DPS and they'll be on GF curio. So that changes. Yeah, you don't need to like redo your brand shit every time. Could you give us a very fast run on how to get started in alchemy? I played with it yesterday for like 10 minutes and I was confused. Oski, tell me your intention, and I will give you a crash course guide, and I will make you spend way too much money. I have ADHD, but that wasn't an ad joke. It was just an ad blocker deck. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Curious or good? I have issues with the brand AI behavior. It's very chaotic. It is kind of chaotic, right? Not all the time is it going to do things the way that you want, but when he does, oh, it feels good. When he throws storm hammers at the start of a pull, and you happen to pull like multiple mobs, oh, it's so good. He fucks so hard. I tried using chaotic curios against Zekfir too when I was just kind of experimenting with stuff. You know that one where you run onto him and then he jumps, or he makes you jump and then you just slam onto the ground? Like, that does a lot of damage. But of course, you're not immune to anything in the meantime. So if you get shockwave while you're leaping over, you're dead. If you take the spittle damage or whatever, like, that still runs. If you take that little line damage, whatever, when he sucks you in, yeah, that fucks you up too. But yeah, the what's it called? The shockwave, you're just fucked. You're doing it for fun. You don't care about profit. Ooh. Okay, that's tough. How about you pretend, Oski? Give me a goal, because fun is not. Fun is a different. That's a very difficult goal for me to aim for, because I don't know what that's going to mean for you. To me, fun is profit. You know. How many vaults do you get to open today? So I don't know. Like, there are vaults on alts that I just haven't opened up from previous weeks either. So some of them have multiple vaults. The only one I care about is number 1. I just care about my main. Let me thank some folks too in the meantime. Let's see. I think I thanked Amaldoris and Caps Lock. Thanks to DeGrismer and to Jax, to Wolfspirit, to Nightmare, and to Lorgan. Thank you guys for subscribing and for gifting too. I think someone had gifted a bunch. Let me try to find that. I thought I saw something like that, and I was like, oh shit. It was Nightmare. Yeah, thank you very much, dude. Thank you for gifting 5s. I find most of the time I'm yelling "damn it, Brandon Delves" because that dwarf is just everywhere and nowhere all at once. See, it's funny because sometimes when I was making Zekfir attempts, he would chill way outside the room. I'm like, yo, you're gonna come or what? Screw it, and I'll just pull, and then he suddenly just like zips right in and starts unloading. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll go with that. I love when Brand decides he's gonna go all out on a single weak enemy. Oh, when he does his rapid fire on like little trash mobs, that's hella funny. When he wants us not to stand in the webs and proceed. Yeah, I tend to ignore him. I tend to ignore his positioning, which kind of sucks because it means that in the Zekfir fight you can't really utilize, you know, that one idol that lets do the jump, and the one that. Where he makes the arrow, that one can be annoying too, because he'll make the arrow and then he intends to like fire a big old bolt, right? But then he'll have the arrow, but then he'll jump he'll suddenly just jump like a jackass. I'm like, yo, dude, you put out the arrow. Why are you moving? And then I'll miss, and then I'm dead. So, kind of sucks. I've run the delves with world solo tank specs and a few different classes, and I have brand heal with curios that have more healing or shielding effects. Yeah, either works, really. Either build works. It's just a matter of like your flavor of things. Like I tend to have him spec for DPS when I am doing delves, and I'm trying him out a little bit more as healing when doing Zekfir, because I can't rely on him to kill the egg at all. Because sometimes even when he is spec for healer, I'm able to defeat the egg. But sometimes when he's DPS, he fails to help kill the egg. So I'm like, okay, I might as well do the thing that helps him be more consistent, which is to heal and give me a bit more consistency on my health values at least. People say you'll get a different delve helper with different seasons. What if they give you the choice of a new helper and reset the levels maybe? I mean, we don't know what the next one is going to be. My vote's going to Nathanos Blightcaller's head. Just his head will follow us around, and he'll shoot I-beams and yell at you for an entire season. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the next one is going to be, but I hope it's him. I read on Reddit you can make a cancel aura macro to make him shoot the arrow right away. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll experiment with that and find that out, because that'd be pretty awesome. I mean, the other problem still would be I need to see where Bran is, and not all the time can I see where he is, which kind of sucks. I did Zekfir as Fury spec, but I'm still working on Zekfir as Prot. I find that doing DPS, rolling DPS and having Bran heal, I felt a little bit safer doing that as opposed to just tanking him and having Bran do DPS. Because he hits tanks especially hard. He doesn't hit DPS all that hard. Now, this is me on a paladin. This is me on a plate wear. So I'm sure for clothies, they'll be like, yeah, fuck you, dude. He hits plenty hard melee, man. If there was a negative version of Soul in another universe, would be called Redhead Super Toxic. What class would he play? What would Bizarro Soul play? Bizarro Soul would play Final Fantasy 14. No. Great question. Pug version of a delve. Never seen a time where every week the main Nintendo is doubled once it gets started. This is total BS. Sucks. But I've been saying it, I'll keep saying it. I'd rather have a longer scheduled maintenance than any sort of unscheduled maintenance. Right now, Shadow Priest is way easier than Shaman delving. Shadow Priest feels good. It feels nice. It's like, boom, unload, open up hard, fade, finish off the mob, done. I try not to pull too hard because I'm not very skilled at Shadow Priest. I don't know what I'm doing. I've tried experimenting too. I'm like, oh, let me take this big mob and mind control. Yeah, that'll fuck him up. And so it'll fuck him up, and then I'll fade, and Bran will hopefully survive the aggro and all that. I was a total until mid-wrath. As an example, I leveled a shaman in retrospect from 60 to 70. I almost never died, but it took forever to kill a mob. I remember those days. I remember leveling up a paladin as Prot. Oh boy, that took forever. Yeah, being unkillable didn't help. It just made it super slow. Follower dungeons are also a bit of a troll. If you let the fire mage lead, she'll pull everything and bounce around like a real player. Wait, you can let... I thought the tank always leads. Yeah, I was doing it yesterday. I was doing the dungeon quest in a follower dungeon, and then it was And I happened to, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll do Rhett. So I played as Rhett, and yeah, I forgot the name, the Alliance lady, the black lady. Like she was the one she was leading, and she seemed fine. Yeah, no one else was pulling. TBC probably with shield spec was loving was kind of fun. How many can I pull and live? I mean, and I was doing a bunch of single Scarlet Monastery pulls too. So I would have the shield spike or I would have the skull flame shield. It was either shield spike, skull flame shield, or it was this green shield that did a poison dot on enemies that struck the shield, and that would make those those single pull Scarlet Monasteries like really fun. Do we know if there's a quest for the Dove Weekly? I have no idea. I have not done research on it. I only looked at the data mine thing that I had put up, but I didn't try looking for an event quest. Follower dungeons are a cool way to see enough of the mechanics that you don't intentionally troll people in heroics. You get a good sense of it. I mean, you want, just like anything, you want to do it multiple times so you can understand everything that's going on. Or what you can do, you can just kind of like start the fight and then just watch. The followers, they stop doing damage after a while, because if you don't contribute or if you don't participate, they eventually do less and less damage, and then the fight sort of pauses in a sense. Like, you might still die to mechanics and stuff, but the healers are just going to keep the tank up and keep whoever up for as long as they can. And they just won't do any damage. So you can just kind of watch and see what the abilities do. There should be a weekly quest for the weekly howls. Will they do it? I mean, there's a buff. There's a buff that we're going to see that gives us 25% bonus to Delve XP, Brand XP, and Delver's Journey XP. Wait, that didn't make sense. Undercoin currency goes up. Delver's Journey goes up. And Brand XP goes up. There you go. Well done. Well done, Soul. Follower dungeons are better than watching videos. Yeah. Watching videos is watching videos, but there's like feeling it, you know? I write guides, but I'll always also tell people in practice it's going to feel very different. Usually just easier, because it's like, hey, it's Soul, and I'm going to give you a guide where I info dump all this shit on you, you know, days, weeks worth of information that you're going to learn on your own, but I'm going to show it all to you now and just overwhelm you. But hey, like the video, subscribe for more stuff, and catch me live or I'm streaming. Oh, but yeah, in practice, like, it feels better. Zaka, hey, what's up? Your brand's already at 50. What's the max level anyone knows? Supposedly 60. Kind of like Time Walking Weeks when you kill 4 dungeon raid bosses for the loot box. Yeah, it could be that. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Like, do 4 delves, hero gear. Boom. Just like that. That'd be sick. Yeah, that would be kind of cool if they just gave the equivalent. They give the equivalent of a tier 8 delve. They just give you a piece of hero gear. That feels like a bit much, though. Because I think of Time Walking. You know, I think of Time Walking, they give champion gear. Maybe delves should give like a free champion gear too, which I'm sure won't please some people, but maybe that's a bit more reasonable. I don't know. What kind of coffee are we drinking? Grocery store coffee, baby. I'm still trying to reach out to get a coffee affiliate. Yeah. If I can get a coffee affiliate, oh, you'll catch me talking about that a lot more. I talk about Rogue if I drink Rogue energy regularly, but I don't. It's more like a needs basis. You know. But it's not a bad drink either. Coffee though, oh, that's different. Yeah, Illidan dropped hero. But that was also like the Time Walking raid. So do we equate delves to do we equate Dells to the Time Walking raid, we can stretch and think of something to. I mean, they'll do what they do, and then we'll just react to it. It's Folgers in your cup. Ha! Get Kona coffee. They're all right. Well, okay, what kind of Kona coffee? There's a lot of that. When I was in Hawaii like a year or so ago, I was like, what do I get? Actually, no, it wasn't a year ago. It was earlier this year. And I just got a bunch of coffee for myself. Dells are harder than that raid. When you get in, some people might be like, oh, yeah, I've noticed that too. People will straight up deny people from Time Walking raids because, oh, your gear's not high enough. Bitch, get out of here. We don't need you. Now, the Time Walking changes that are coming in 1105, that might change things. So I'm not entirely on top of this. That's why I haven't talked about it. So if I recall, Time Walking is going to change in such a way that instead of us being leveled down to that era, the era is just going to be max level, which means our item level is going to matter. It'll make a difference. So high item level folks, they'll crush it. Super fresh level 80s, not so much. I retain a little bit of trauma from the OG days of Black Temple, so it's hard for me to jump into the Time Walking version. It's very chill. As a solo player, when people go bonkers because solo players can get gear close to what they get in groups, I enjoy that. You're just like, hey, look, gamer. Hey, look, elitist. Look at the gear that I got. All the nipple rubbing. Yeah. There's a certain pleasure to get out of that. I understand it. So use your contacts at Blizzard, Mr. Streamer Man, to get servers up. Hold on. Since someone finally asked, and because you showed me puppy pictures, let me see. Hey, get the realms up, please. Hearts. Okay, so let's see if that works. Okay, Dells for sure are harder than Black Temple. I never had a hard time getting in Time Walking raids before, but people being weird about Item Vault is nothing new, sadly, so I can believe it. Yeah, I heard one or two people saying it. I'm like, God, people are weird. They have a list of like 30 people in queue. Of course, they're going to pick the higher item level. I guess the problem there is that, like, the list is No, it's not even sorted by item level. It's just sorted by who joins first. So, yeah, I'll take halfway dead bodies. You know, as long as they just come. G2, I actually post on what creator plays? I don't know what you're talking about. I'd love an actual new style of full RPG that is also online co-op style. Game companies aren't trying new things. It's just rinse and repeat. I think the challenge, Anon, is that games are fucking expensive to make. I think that can't be understated. Games are really, really expensive to make. Come on, billionaire company, pay your staff. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them do, but it's still just really expensive to make a game. And it might flop in less than a week. That's sad. That's really sad because it takes years to put all that shit together. And in those years, company is not making money. They're just burning through cash in the hopes that it'll pay off later. You know, we've seen games come out and then the studio's just gone. Because, granted, maybe the game sucked. But maybe the game didn't suck, but it just critically didn't do well in numbers. You have to pick peak server times to get Raid Finder fast: Tuesday afternoon, Friday evening, or Saturday. Nah, dude, Mondays are the time to go, man. Mondays are when you have people that are motivated because they have shit ass gear, but they're gonna play really well because it's like, oh man, we gotta get this done because there's only so many hours left in the in the reset. No, that's not true. Sometimes that helps, but other times people are like, yep, Monday night, I'm gonna phone this one in, and then disaster. I enjoyed Dells yesterday. I did 24 to get that slot in the vault for all your alts. I enjoyed playing all the classes at the same day on something that was useful. Baldur's Gate took a major risk, and they really reaped the reward. But they also had a different model. You know, they used the early access model, and there was an early access for 2 years or so. You know, so that helped. It helped to keep the company afloat while they were developing it. You know, I would love, I'd love to see more risks being made on games, but you're not going to see it at the AAA level. You're going to see you're going to see safe bets wherever possible because, yeah, you're putting a shitload of money. You wanna be as low risk as you can. So, yep, sequel this, whatever. But we're also seeing too many companies at the same time were trying to push the live service model without quite realizing just how much other competition was out there that was already taking people's money. And then this, hey, here's this new live service game. It's going to last for years and blah, blah, blah. You're asking people to split their time up or split their money up, which they don't have. You know, it's one thing to have it's one thing to have like, hey, here's the release. And then here's going to be some DLC down the line. You know, like kind of like the old model. The more previous model was to have, like, here's the release. And over the course of like the next year or so, there's going to be more content that's released that you do pay for. The more modern live service thing is kind of the same thing, but also microtransactions to keep things along. You know, as well as buying in for expansions. And that's, I think companies are too slowly realizing that that's not a sustainable thing when you have a lot of other competition. Because you're going to find that people just aren't going to invest at all into it, knowing that, oh, it's going to wait a while for it to grow. It's going to wait a little while for things to like cook and get good. Fuck it, I'm just not going to bother. So, anyway, I'm falling behind on chat now. Great. Here we go. Can you imagine what the budget on Black Myth Wukong was? That game is insane. Yeah, I haven't played it. Didn't play it at all. Totally passed me up. Because that's what'll happen. Some people are just not going to do anything. Square Enix is in trouble. Square Enix has been pretty notorious about making, like, you know, they have their hits and misses, but boy, both of them, they like really shine. Like, when they have a good game, it like gets lots of social media attention and blah, blah, blah. But then the rest of their portfolio drags them down because it's like one dud after another because they're doing so many things at once and they're not really promoting it. And even then, the genre or like the game style might be for a pretty niche audience, and they're not always going, to be a hit. You did Nexus. Nexus is pretty easy. Only new thing was pizza slices and orbs to dodge. Cool. Pizza. We told them don't break up Remake into threes, and they ignored us. Rebirth in 16 had bad sales. I think, well, both of those games first came out as PlayStation exclusives, which I think is a mistake. These days, people just want to play on the platform that they want to play on. That's all. Do vaults unlock stack, or do you lose the item if you don't open it the week it's unlocked? They can stack, but don't count on it. You know, don't take it for granted when the Great Vault stacks. Because there might be a time where Blizzard's like, oh, you better open all your vaults now because we're gonna shut them all down or something like that. So, like I said, just don't take it for granted, but you can stack vaults. They got Troll for early access, and I was there for the entire early access. Yeah. WoW was lightning in a bottle. Hindsight is also 2020, you know. On my outs, I just try to get one vault slot open for the reset. On my main, I fill out the entire row. Damn right. Honestly, I prefer the DLC model. You pay for what you want. The game shop model is toxic, even for developers' MO. Yeah, so like, what's an example right now? Modern live service model. Diablo 4. Expensive game, right out the gate. Premium price. I don't know how much the expansion is. I'm going to guess at least $40. But also has a microtransaction model of skins. You know, they are just skins. It is not a sustain. You know, it's not a pay to win. You know, sort of model. So there's that. Still controversial because of principle and all that. But fortunately, is also a long running franchise that has. You know, the name alone keeps it up. It keeps Blizzard pouring money into it, and it seems like it's profitable, or you know, it seems like it's making money for people that are willing to spend that money. And for people who don't, like for me, disclosure, they gave me a copy, but I'm not gonna pay a damn thing, because I don't really care for the transmog appearances and stuff that much. But when it comes to Vessel of Hatred, I'm sure they're not going to give me a copy of that one. I'll throw down for it because I want to play the game because it's fun. Someone who likes to solo old raids for mounts and transmogs, I get annoyed at encounters that cannot be soloed, like KT and Sanctum, Opulence and Czar Lore, freaking Eonar and Taurus. Well, I haven't tried KT yet. Opulence should be soloable because you just go through the middle, Almudarius. Don't go to the sides, just go straight to the middle and kill the boss. Eonar should be soloable now. It's just tough. You just need to memorize the route. Vasidius is... That's the Frost one, right? That one's just weird. You gotta be a certain class, or you have to use certain toys or enchants or whatnot to get that thing done. I wish they would patch the Warlock offhand bug that spawns 2 floating heads. I don't know. I kind of like the. I kind of like having 2. This one's just chill. This one's like doo doo doo. Square Enix makes some great games that aren't live service games like Octopath. Yeah, no, they have some good games, but they also fuck up too. Worst game I've seen for the microtransactions is First Descendant. Good gameplay, looks good, but it's grindfest that would make WoW players say like, "What the fuck?" Force everyone into their stores. Yeah, that always sucks. Don't risk stacks between major patches. I open up. Oh, you're talking about the vaults. Okay. Diablo 4 story was so short, it was engaging and gameplay was fine, but I burned that out in less than 10 hours, and I don't see the point in the Game Plus, on the Game Plus style. I like the side quests. The side quests are pretty good. Like, if you take the time to, like, read through and listen and stuff, like, they paint a really fucked up world, man. What's on my Vault wishlist today? What is on my Vault wishlist today? Rings. I want a good ring. I want the rings, and neck, maybe trinkets. Although I have good trinkets now. These trinkets I'm very happy with, so I don't need to change those. My weapons are kind of meh, but I don't care about it too much. Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna go with rings or neck. Those would be like the big winners. I think my shield's good too. My shield's fine too. Yeah, yeah. So not a lot that I'm looking for. So there's a non-zero chance that I might get tokens today. If there's like replacement hero gear that I can use the catalyst on for later too, cool. Then I can sit on that, save it for later. But I'm pretty good. I managed to get a lot of the gear that I wanted, and this is, you know, this is without getting any no tier from the raid, but I did get trinkets, so I'm good with that. No tier from the raid. I never rolled and won anything from that. It was all like catalyst and vault stuff that I got. So yay! As long as it's an upgrade, yeah. Item level's king, baby. I bought the expensive super mega epic version of Diablo 4. I couldn't make it out of Act 1. It was so bad. First Diablo game I've never not finished. It was bad? Damn. Standards. KT, you need a second something. Even if you ignore principles, to me, Diablo 1 and 2 are still the stories that stay with you because they're so compelling. 3 and 4 are boring, honestly. There was story? I don't remember very much story at all. There's like, you know, you got like a couple lines of text and like that was it. To me, Diablo 2 had no story. It was go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. At least in 3 and 4, like we actually got to meet characters and get to know characters. To me, there's a certain value in that. So yeah. I think we just took it in differently and on. Like to me there was no story in 1 and 2 that would stay with me in the first place. New Diablo games need a few years until they're fun. I don't get why, but it is. But it's just how it is. I mean, we've been here before, right? Like Diablo 2, people were okay. Maybe people were trashing on that. We didn't really have much internet back then. People were trashing on that until Lord of Destruction came out, and then it's like, oh my god, skeet. Awesome game. The same thing could happen here. Diablo 3, oh, whatever. And then Reaper of Souls. Then it's like, oh man, yes, let's go. That's kind of like what happens. The cycle repeats. Oh well. Anduin P2 is overtuned without the mechanics. I'm trying to remember how, because I soloed Anduin last week. I couldn't do Lords of Dread though. Lords of Dread was impossible for me. I just didn't have the. God, what was it? I was fighting that dude for a long time. Yeah, I killed the lady for. Oh, I guess I couldn't do enough damage to Mal'Ganis because he would do the self-heal thing, and that was just too much for me. Regarding ENR, I meant the mythic. Yeah, I'm talking about the mythic version. Once you know that path, then you're kind of okay. Because if you kill the ads if you kill certain ads fast enough, then ENR is gonna do like her big old cleanse of all the mobs that are on there, and that'll buy you time to go over to teleport to that thing, to that ship, blow everything up, and then escape before ads really get to ENR again. And then you can kind of repeat the process. So I'd say just keep repeating that process for the ENR fight. You'll eventually get it once you get a handle of the pattern, because it's always fixed. It's a very, very fixed fight. The only thing that's not fixed is when those debuffs go out and one of the debuffs knocks you into the air, which can totally like just fuck you up on the timing because you're stuck in the air for a while and you're slow falling. It's like, oh my god, this is death. That's like the one thing, but it's all routine for that fight. I might try Path of Exile, but I'm also on the fence about PoE 2 coming out soon, depending on delays. Yeah, I'm gonna try out PoE 2 when it comes out. You know, new video game. Like, yeah, I'm not just a Blizzard fan. I like lots of games. So a lot of people are expecting legacy content to be soloable now. I'd hate for a dev to spend even 2 hours changing the legacy file rather than making new stuff. I agree with that. Like, I don't mind them waiting a while to make things soloable. It's kind of a joke. It's like, what did I joke about? I said, oh yeah, hey, race to world first of this thing, it's done. Now we gotta wait 4 years so we can do it solo. But I don't mind that. I can wait. I got plenty of other WoW to play. I got other games I can play. There's no need to. There are some people that really want to rush it and be like, nah, man, they need to make it. They need to make it legacy, solo, whatever, like right after the tier is over or right after the expansion is over. I understand the take, but I think it's fine what they do now. I would rather have them have their team mostly be present working on new stuff. And then when they get around to it, take care of the old stuff as it goes. Because we have the natural nerfs of, hey, we got more gear. Cool. Now I'm able to bust out the performance of an entire mythic raid by myself. But now let's just iron out like the rest of the stuff. So I don't mind. So that's just me though. I don't mind them being more reactive to this than proactive. Are we raiding Mogs? God no. Wrong belt. It's very embarrassing. That transmog is bleak. You have some pretty good ones. I like this one. I like that it's plain. You know, this one has earthy. I mean, the belts. I think I transmogged the belt off, so it shouldn't be there. But yeah, this has like the basic adventure vibe. Well, you could see like another version of it when I started at the if you play the reminder video from just this past Monday, that's where you'll see this set, but it's like super dark. I purposely put them in a super dark area so because I wanted the torch to like light up. You log that in your Brewmaster stat? Aww. What's the probability of another hour extension? It's not worth stressing over. If it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna worry about it. If anything, it's going to be, in 10 minutes, I'm going to pop off for lunch, and then I'm going to watch anime. and then we'll see what happens. 2008 was the time of when is this month's WoW killer? Rifts? Rifts? We're not in Azeroth anymore. I think I remember that one. The crystal phase and the Ian offer is the ones really understand. Yeah, you wanna be quick on that one. Just to vaporize that center mob really fast and then just mad dash to the crystals. I hate the camera angle in Path of Exile. I'm not sure what it is, but I just don't like it. I remember Midnight releases. The Midnight release of Wrath was the first one I went to in the States. Really cool vibe during arguably the highest general population awareness and gamer popularity. I don't know where I got my copy of Wrath from. I'm sure it was at a Fry's Electronics. Probably the one off Brokaw, if Oinky knows what I'm talking about. That's where I got a lot of my stuff. But yeah, it was probably at that one. I think I just went home, played it for a little bit, and then went to bed. Yeah. I think they'll nerf the raid bosses now that World First is done. I think they already have. They've nerfed some of them, but they haven't done like huge. Now here's the other thing. I'm not sure if it's happened yet, but there's supposed to be a buff. I totally forgot about that until just right now. There's supposed to be like some sort of buff that we get where we do, additional damage and health or some shit like that. Anyone know about that? Because I totally forgot it until right this second. Serious question, as someone who took a year off, what is Season of Discovery? Think of like vanilla WoW, but with a lot of modern twists to it. Like you can slot gear. You can slot new abilities onto your gear. Crazy shit. That's my super TLDR. They should expand and rotate time walking to the other dungeons or raids. I'm bored of the same ones now. Oh, so like more stuff rotating in time walking and stuff. I get that. Which anime? I don't know. Actually, wait. D's in the office right now. Hello. So I will not watch anime. I will eat at lunch alone. Sad. New season of anime. Starting this week. There's like D gave me like a whole laundry list. I was like, I'm gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this and this and this. And I'm like, dude, I want to watch Ron the One Half. That's for sure. But like, there's the one. There's one with like a Sherlock Holmes kind of dude. I forgot the name of that one. Kaminoshi Ron something. There's another season of Shangri-La Frontier. There's a bunch of shit coming out. It's kind of nuts. Is Chainsaw Man worth watching if you like the gore? If you're cool with gore, sure. I literally just cleared the current raid in Party Finder in 14, waiting for this maintenance to finish. Yeah, honestly, great transmog as well is like being the best looking person at family reunion, but that's not the reason most play the game. So it is what it is. Transmog is definitely a goal of mine, but it's not necessarily because I want to like, you know, look the best, but it's just so I have like the most variety to like fuck around with stuff. Gonna say my all right. See you around, kid. Scott. You worked there for like 2 years in the call center. It's so, you know, I always found Fry's weird, Oinky, because they tend to hire, at least that Fry's in particular, tends to hire lots of visiting immigrants. I'm not trying to, you know, I know this is going to come off as racist, but this is just like the observation. Like I see a lot of folks there who don't speak good English or any English at all. It was very odd. Very, very odd. It's 1 p.m. now? Right on. Hi, Soul. How's your item level looking? I am 610 right now. 610. I'm as surprised with our whimsical storefronts. The one in Roseville has a train crashing into the wall above the entrance. Oh, that sounds wild. Sawed is like vanilla with new moves and the crafting. Yeah, oh yeah, lots of crafting too. I try some Throne and Liberty right now if I could. What's Throne and Liberty? It kind of looks like an MMO slash Diablo thing. It looks okay, but it looks very standard. Or it did not look very like, wow, this looks like totally different gameplay. So it was extended again, okay. You wish they would remake Tenchi Muyo? I wasn't as fond of Tenchi Muyo. Run the One Half though, that's like childhood shit. That's I wonder how people will receive it today. Oh my god, look at this super woke anime with a guy that just changes into a girl and like everyone's okay with it. Ugh, Jesus. Why can't men just be men? Or pigs, or ducks, or cats, or pandas? God. Holy crap, I just realized I have almost 84. Almost 84? I stopped looking at 80,000. Holy shit. Shangri-La is a good one to watch. I'm really fond of the so for those who don't know, Shangri-La Frontiers, it's an anime. It is a video game kind of anime that and the world building. I really like the world building in these kinds of anime because it creates like this. It creates an MMO, a fictional MMO. But it's always fascinating to watch these things. Like you see all these people who are clearly like just citizens of this game. They only play for like, you know, they're like the casuals or whatever. But then I don't know, just understanding how how these made up gameplay mechanics, it's fascinating because they wouldn't really work in the real world at all. You know, if there was a really, really big game, you're going to see like super data mining. You're going to see guides for everything. And what you see in the anime is like definitely not that. So, but I think Shangri-La does its best to try to play on the pro gamer, no lifer person. I think it plays on it pretty well. Transmog's good for me, not for dress up, but for collector satisfaction. I like completing and collecting as much as I can. I'm even hunting for pets, even though I don't battle them. I mean, I love the collecting too, but I stop myself at like obsessing over like, oh, I gotta have this thing, otherwise I'm gonna get mad, you know? For me, it's just like this. For me, transmog collecting in WoW, it's just like one endless, long-ass adventure. And there's always gonna be something for me to like, ooh, let me pick this up. Probably easier to scam the workers. Ah. And that's why they're gone. Am I in California? Yes. New World meets Lost Ark and tap to target. Okay. Okay, Rai. You gotta answer this for me. Are there like turrets? Can I lay down like turrets and or like make pets and stuff and have them do shit for me? Because that's always important. What the fuck are they doing? The patching, the next thing. I feel bad for Wildstar closing. That was a fun MMO. Never played that one. My favorite anime is the mecha-oriented kind. I really admire the Shoji Kawamori mecha design showcase in the different Macross series. Is there a mecha thing that I've watched lately? Not really. The closest mecha anime that I've watched is called 86. Or 8-6. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. That one, but it's not really a mecha anime. It's very much a war is hell kind of takeaway. Highly emotional too. Can you spell the name of that anime you just talked about? Shangri-La Frontier? Can someone type that out, please? Gundam has a series in which the characters design mecha to be used in a video. Oh, you're talking about Build Fighters, Everdom? Build Fighters is a great Gundam series because it's non-serious at all. There's no stakes, and I like that because it just turns, it turns that particular Gundam series into just something that's very wholesome for the most part. It turns it into kind of a sports anime. I'm gonna get you next tournament, man. I'll see you in the finals. That kind of shit. Clearly, it's Shaman Tank getting put in. I just slowly use all the add-ons to chip away at old expansions. Right on. Event Day, what's up? Wife and I really enjoy YouTube videos. Thank you. Thank you for the kindness, dude. And thank you, Moku, for spelling it out. And it's lunchtime. So you caught me right at the end of stream, Mavendi. So the plan right now is, like all of you, wait. Wait for realms to come up whenever the fuck they decide to come up. To eventually seethe as European realms. They're like, maintenance? What's maintenance? Let me read the last bit of chat here. I was so happy because it was supposed to be only 2 hours reset, and now I go home and it's fucking 6 hours. Yay! I wonder when we'll see real life Gunpla esports when they can manage that sort of like drone combat. I mean, we already do see it, right? We see it in like those battle bots and stuff. Yeah, so we already have that. It might not be what you like, obviously, but yeah, we got battle bots. That's something. Am I going to be on later? No. It's only these couple hours that I'll stream. So it does suck having these long maintenances. All right, let me make that clear. But the cool thing is that we can keep each other company in the meantime. We can chat, we can talk, answer questions, be present, and all that. Can I rate your transmog? Link it. Go. You have 1 minute. minus stream lag. But yeah, we'll take a look. Actually, I should do that next time too. I'll do a big rate my transmog thing later, but not now. But yeah, like I said, no, I feel you. Like having the first day of the stream week for me be just me sitting here talking with you guys. It's fun, but I also want to play the damn game too. You know what I mean? Maybe unpopular opinion, but I wish they'd bring back Gladiator from the WoD days. Gladiator? Maybe they're all drunk and pushing buttons at random. I'd rather them just tell me up front that the game is down for 12 hours. Nah, then that, oh my god, realms were up early. God, why can't they manage, you know, it's be the same thing. Why can't they manage their time and so on and so forth? I love Glad Stance. Oh, Gladiator Stance. Got it. Okay, we're going to see that link. We're not going to see the link. Okay, so, promise, this time, off I go. I wish you guys well. Have a great rest of your day. I hope realms are up pretty soon. May your loots be merry and your vaults not suck. And I'll see you guys for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy.